if there can be a technical difficulty, there will be a technical difficulty. But other than that, welcome to players and creators to our Lost Mine of Phandelver campaign. I'm the DM along with my wonderful, amazing players. Um, we do have a couple of quick announcements, and one, we'll get to that, and then we will get the rest of this party started. So the first and most important announcement that I have is an unfortunate one, but we unfortunately Doc will not be able to continue playing in our campaign. As I said last week, real life always comes before our game. So we just definitely want to make sure that Doc knows that no matter what's going on, we support you, we support your family, whatever's happening, and there will always be a spot for you at whatever table I'm running. So whether things change and you want to come back to this game or another game down in the future, we wish you nothing but love, Doc, and to you and your family. So we'll be continuing on with the character until such point as we're not. But like I said, Doc won't be joining us anymore. And so now my players will absolutely have to be a little more resourceful. But we'll see how things turn out. And so aside from that, rest of the announcements, of course, we do have our D&D campaign that I run tomorrow night, same time at 7:30 p.m. That is our Wild Mount campaign. And you will, on our break, see advertisements for the wonderful... That frog is really... between the green screen...
You're welcome.
What does it look like on... Wait, I gotta see on
It just looks dark, actually.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, but it's still there.
Yeah,
okay,
it's still
cool.
there. It's still there. But it's just like, oh, there's Gorple for realsies.
It's like where that Muppet thing that's coming
Shorter
out.
than the actual character.
Yeah. But yeah, so tomorrow we have our Wild Mount. I have the Wild Mount campaign that I run with my other players. And that will be technical stuff. That will be tomorrow at 7:30 p.m. Fridays at 8 p.m. are Friday Night Magic here on the channel. But if Magic the Gathering is not your thing, Jean and Julia on Unconventional Heroes at 8:30 p.m. on Fridays. They are running something on their channel, Unconventional Heroes. If it's not their current Curse of Strahd campaign, they usually have something in between as well. So if Magic's not your thing, you can go check them out. Always, Matt, I always forget, like, how often is it? It's a weekly podcast, right?
Correct. Good Neighbors is a weekly Monster of the Week podcast run by the fantastic Leland Heed, in which I play a character, Flint O'Hare, a crazy conspiracy theorist.
So yeah, so please check them out, and last but not least, John's book, Tales of the Left Hand. You'll see all that information, the website, his name, the names of the book, everything. During the break, please go check it out. Amazing storytelling, swashbuckling
really
magic. Yeah, it's awesome. Swashbuckling magic. And John does the audio for the audio part of the book. So that's all John. Multi-talented guy, John. So please check all of that out. Amazing stuff. And also we are going to be, as I was saying earlier, if there can be technical difficulties, there will be. One thing I just want to make very, very clear before it actually happens. It may not happen this game. This session, but it might. We will be incorporating new battle map technology to make things a little easier. So between this campaign and my campaign on Thursdays, I have been getting some feedback that it's very difficult for folks to actually see what's going on the battle mech through the cameras. And I'll be very honest, I'm a perfectionist when it comes to some of these things. So I am not happy with the way the visuals are coming out, not only for my players, but for anybody who's watching. So right now we're going to take that leap, that digital leap that I was always very reticent to take, only because, you know, the learning curve for me is a little eh. But I found something that I think is easy enough for even me to run, and will be enjoyable for the players and easier for everyone, players and those watching, to actually see, and it should be good. My hope is that at some point down the line I can get better equipment that will enhance the 3D prints and the actual battle maps that I have, that we can use it again, or, you know, best case scenario is incorporate both, you know. But that's kind of where we're at. So when you start to see a new type of battle map and you go, where's the 3D minis? Trust me, no one's asking that question more than me. I love my 3D printed minis, but I love my players even more, and I want to make sure that they're getting the most out of it. So compromise is always a good mark of a DM. At least I like to think so. So that's what will be happening should we actually get into a fight. So just not to, so people are like, what the hell's going on? So all right, so yeah, then also, as always, we have you can see our goals for our Patreon patrons, or Twitch subs, or YouTube subs. You know, whatever you can do, please help us out with that, where you can support us, where you can follow us, you know, subscribe through Twitch. But if you're not interested, if you're looking in a different way to help us out, Patreon is always a great way to do that as well. And again, every 100 Twitch subs, we're gonna do a free 3D giveaway for a 3D printed mini, about 3 inches tall, of one of our players that you get. With the YouTube subs, thanks to my personal mod, my wonderful, beautiful wife, Donna, Mama Shady, that you can see up there, she's actually come up with some really good ideas. I'm not going to give them away yet, but when we start reaching every 100 YouTube subs, we're going to start doing some giveaways for that too. So, you know, especially if you're a player that doesn't have a lot of equipment, I'm going to like hint at, you know, like maybe dice, or, you know, some stuff, some books to get you started, maybe. That'll probably be something that the giveaway is about with our YouTube. So we'll see. But, you know, again, help us out where you can, support us where you can, even if it's just watching. We really do support anything that you do, as far as watching us, listening to us, and enjoying all the hijinks and shenanigans that ensue. All right, so I think that about covers everything. And so, yeah, so we should get started right now. So we got together last week. The group had gotten together on their way to deliver goods to Phandalin, that you were entrusted with by Gundren Rockseeker and his human companion Sildar Hallwinter. You began your trek to Phandalin, and almost a day after turning onto the Tribor Trail, you found evidence of an ambush, where you did learn that both Gundren and Sildar were ambushed and taken by goblins. Following defeating an ambush that happened to your group, you eventually made your way to the lair of these goblins, tracking down exactly where they were taken. Through a number of interesting twists and turns and rolls, you befriended some emaciated wolves, freed them, temporarily employed one of the goblin sentries, who upon the promise of a job and lots of money, quickly turned on his goblin clan, and led you to led you to where you eventually found the pin cushion, if you will, that the goblins were speaking about. Turns out to be Sildar Hallwinter. After defeating those goblins and previously defeating the what seemed to be like the overboss of these goblins, which was a bugbear, you found not only Sildar, but you found a bunch of goods that seemingly had been stolen by previous ambushes from this clan. Took all of the goods, including Sildar, and began your trek, continuing onto Phandalin. Sildar was able to find his clothing, as an extra set of clothing, but unfortunately he did not find his armor or longsword, which he seems very distraught about, and continues to discuss it with you at length, whether anyone is listening or not, as you are making your way continuously to the town of Phandalin. And at this point, your cart is completely filled to the brim, not only with the goods that you were initially taking to Phandalin, but the new goods that you have taken from the goblin hideout. Bocek also made sure that the goblin that you had employed convinced him to make his way to Neverwinter to possibly be employed by his boss, who was not 3 kobolds in a trench coat. Not at all. But now, as you are all making your way to Phandalin, currently Sildar is essentially kind of resting on the goods. He's kind of laid out like a blanket on top of the goods and is just kind of resting there, while the only other folks in your group who are able to actually sit are those who are actually driving the cart. The rest having to walk alongside as this is going on. So what I'd like to know is who's actually driving the cart at this moment.
Well, I'll take.
Not me.
You know, I know Bocek and I both can. I'll switch off with him and trudge along behind on my off shifts.
Okay, so Bocek will take the initial, essentially take the initial run. Okay. All right. Switching off with Drovar. And so essentially, that means that at this point, Gorple, I mean, you have multiple, you could do multiple things. You could either walk or you just kind of on top of the actual covered area of the wagon. Because you're so small, you can actually do that.
I will take the lap of luxury that is on top of the wagon.
Okay. So that would leave essentially Basha and Shug kind of walking alongside the cart and the wagon. And again, anyone at this point could probably like sit up front with Bocek if they wouldn't mind being squished.
If feet get tired, I sit with Bocek because I don't mind being squished. I do mind if my feet get too tired.
No worries, no worries. So you go on about like this, and during this time, as once again, Sildar begins to tell you all the information that he acquired while he was prisoner from these by these goblins. And you did learn a number of things. You learned, let's get that info. That the yeah. So as you're making your way, so like, well, yes, I did learn. In those times where they thought they had beaten me unconscious, I just kind of lay there and I played dead, essentially. They didn't know I was listening in, and they're listening to their foul goblinoid language. I learned that these ambushes are not random. Apparently something or someone known as the Black Spider, had sent that large furry bugbear along with those goblins purposely to ambush Gundren. They did not expect me to be along with them, however. We did give them what for, but unfortunately they overpowered us with sheer numbers. Corporal, you remember that they were taken by about 6.
I mean, that sounds pretty reasonable. I mean, I can only imagine that Sildar, you're not just bluster, and you're pretty good with that sword you owned. So I feel like that sounds fair. 6 against 2, that's impressive odds to even stand against.
Yes, and I do believe that it was also probably the fact they wanted to take us alive, that we had information as well, so that gave us an extra edge as well.
Bocek is raising his hand. I say to everyone.
Yes, big man.
Why you no punch when sword gun? Why you no fight back?
Oh no, trust me, we as I said, we did fight back. But however, Gundren, he wanted to make sure at all costs that no one would be able to take us or actually find as I said before, the possible entrance to the wave the Wave Echo Cave.
But there were no dead goblins.
They take their dead with them. That is, it's common knowledge, for those who have studied goblins or have taken, the requisite courses about goblinoids. It's okay that you don't know that. That's fine. But they they take their dead with them.
Can I roll insight on that?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
Beat me to it.
You can roll too.
Yeah, I can.
Yeah, go for it,
That's a
Drovar.
21.
21, Basha? All right.
Natural 20, which is a 20.
Nice. All right, so Basha and Drovar, he is completely full of shit. In fact, the way he keeps kind of like his voice quivers every time you kind of question him, and you can see his eyes kind of darting back and forth, like trying to think of the appropriate answer. And both of you, especially you, Drovar, would absolutely know goblins could care less about their dead because they barely care about the ones that are living. So it's possible that one of the like the bugbear maybe instructed them to take the dead, but if it was just the goblins by themselves and you don't recall bugbear tracks, you get the impression that if he did put up a fight, it probably wasn't much of one.
Clarification, GM. You said that I thought we found his armor and sword amongst the crates and supplies for Sildar.
Right,
he put it all on.
Yeah, that was my mistake. He only found like some of his extra clothing and stuff, but his armor and weapon, they were not amongst the things.
Okay, thank you.
Yep, no worries. So yeah, so that's what you Basha and Drovar you glean from that. But he continues and he goes, but as I said, once we were defeated and they took us, I don't remember where they took Gundren. I mean, they kept us in the cave for at least a couple of hours together, and then for some reason the large bugbear came in and started shouting some orders that the dwarf was to be taken to the Black Spider, and that they could do whatever they wanted with me. But they wanted to make sure that they've got all the information from me, but I held out. I made them think I knew more than I actually did.
I doubt you know anything, but did you hear any locations they may have said that where they were taking a Gundren?
He kind of strokes his goatee. He's like, no, something about the bugbear. Something the bugbear said that kind of rung true for me. He said something about the Cragmaws, and I do know a little bit about if it's what I think it is, the Cragmaw Castle. It's been abandoned for many years. It's possible that they took him there. But it wasn't very specific. I do remember someone saying something, mostly the bugbear, about the Cragmaw. But like I said, I don't know exactly where that is. I know it's some kind of castle somewhere in the forest near here, possibly. Especially if they took him from their hideout. But I think once we reach Phandalin and I'm able to use my contact there, Iano, we'll probably be able to get some more clarification.
All right, Chris, I'll just kind of, while I'm on top of this wagon, I'll unroll the map I have of the region.
Mm-hmm.
Do I see a Cragmaw castle?
You unroll it and you do not. You're able to see. Let me see. I'm just gonna pull up my map real quick. You pull it up and it's a very basic map of the Sword Coast. It does have a number of points. You do see very north of where you're from, almost because from when you left Neverwinter, you went south, and then from the high road, you then turned onto the Tribord Trail. But you can see on the map, almost at the very top of the map, there is a place called the Crags. But outside of that, and it's past Neverwinter Wood. But outside of that, there's not a specific place called Cragmaw Castle or any kind of castle that you can see.
Maybe the locals might have a better idea.
Yeah, Sildar goes, I agree. And like I said, my contact there, Jano Olbrek, he's been in Phandalin for almost a year now. So if anyone has some information for us, he probably does. So he kind of continues, conversing, also continuously lamenting the loss of his sword and his armor. He does it also at one point during the trip, and again, this is you probably have another day and a half, 2 days of travel before you actually hit Phandalin. You actually have to turn off the Tribord Trail to actually get there.
Sildar, would you like a sword while we are moving? Just to have something to defend yourself?
Oh, yes, absolutely. I would love one. I don't want to be caught empty-handed.
I'll kind of pull out one of my machetes and wipe off the handle where I touch it so the slime doesn't poison him, and I will pass it to him.
Takes it. It's rudimentary and crude, but it'll do in a pinch. Thank you very much. I'll make sure I get this back to you.
Okay.
So you continue to travel. You do make camp for the evening, without much of an issue. You do take your normal watch shifts, and you continue the next day. And still at this point, Sildar seems to be more excited. It's like, oh, we should absolutely be reaching Phandalin by the end of today, by the evening. This will be wonderful. When we get there, we should absolutely get some rooms, get something good and hot to eat. Gunny's always talking about this wonderful inn that he frequents most of the time when he is in Phandalin. So we should absolutely try and stay. He calls it it's the Stonehill Inn. When we get there, we should absolutely go there. We should inquire also about Iano, because I know Iano loves a good ale.
Drovar, since we switched days, I'm guessing you're driving at this point?
Yeah, I'll take the reins for a shift.
Okay.
Excellent. I'm gonna start repetitively passing our guest my homebrewed beer.
Okay, so as you start doing this, and he kind of like smells like ooh. He takes a drink. He's like, oh, this is the good stuff. Ah, very good, very good. This is excellent. Thank you. Continues to drink. And you just keep passing him, and he doesn't stop you, and he just continues to drink. So it's about noontime where you can tell, like he's just red in the face, And he, previously he was just kind of like resting on his elbows and kind of like trying to have conversation and talking with all of you. And at this point, he's just kind of like splayed. But he's not. It doesn't stop him from talking. But it has impeded his speech to the point where he's not making much sense anymore. And it's very possible he just loves the sound of his own voice.
While he's in this drunken state, I would like to apply some questions against him.
Sure,
Right.
go for it.
So, Sildar,
Yeah.
why are you coming along with Gundren? You are such an important member of the Lord's Alliance.
How very right you are, tiny one. I am so important. But well, Gundren and his brothers, they came to us, and they were like, we need help, and the Lord's Alliance, we were like, well, what kind of help do you need? And you're like, money. And we were like, well, what for? And they didn't want to say anything. So we were like, we can't give you money. That would be what's the word?
Stupid.
Yes. I think we put it better than that. But yes, stupid.
Impractical.
Can I maybe sum up your story? Are you the insurance policy upon this endeavor?
No. When the Rock Seekers realized that they had to tell us what the money was for, I was the one who said that we should give them the money because it's a good investment, and we would get something out of it and make friends. And so I was told that it was my responsibility to make sure these things happen. And throughout the course of giving the Gundren the money, we became best friends. And now we are we're never apart.
Inseparable.
Except
that-
for now, you are apart. So
Yes, and I'm very distraught about it.
So this.
We have to find Gunny, no matter what. We gotta find him and make sure his brothers are okay.
I think I see a goblin up ahead. Hold up.
Goblin! Yeah, he starts
Right,
fumbling.
right.
He starts fumbling around for the machete. Just
It's like,
completely.
no, just stay down, and just keep it quiet for a bit, and we'll just ride past. I don't think they've seen us. You just keep your eyes closed and you wait. Yeah,
I'm
you
ready. I'm ready.
Good.
Just
good.
give the word, Master Dwarf.
You got it. Just you'll keep that thing down before you fall in it. And
You gotta put it to the side.
there you go. Yeah.
it wouldn't be the first time it's had human blood on it.
He looks.
I don't want
He looks at it. He's like. He pushes it off to the side. It's just no longer touching it. He's just pushing. But it's right there. If I need it, it's right there.
Basha's just
All right.
silently laughing next to Drovar, like, just like.
All right. Right now, just in case there's too many of them, we'll just keep it quiet for a little bit until we've ridden past this little bit. Maybe for the next hour.
As I said, I will await your signal, Master Dwarf.
That's good. All right.
I am going to jump off the wagon and yell at the top of my lungs, "You come at Bocek, goblins! Bocek, help man! Find best friend! Save man! Save best friend!" And like crying about friendship.
No. Oh no.
Okay, so Bocek, I want you, and this is going to be your choice. I want you to make either an intimidation check or a persuasion check. Your choice.
Uh, 14.
14? All right. So as you do this, immediately all of you hear, and you look up and you just see all these birds just shooting out of the trees, and then you just kind of wait for a moment, wait for another moment, just looking around, very quiet. Bocek, you get the impression that you convinced whoever these goblins are in Brotherhood. You convinced them that this is so important that you, in your heart, you know that you're not going to be attacked by goblins at all. And the rest of you just kind of look around and realize he just scared all of the wildlife in the immediate area. And so now it's kind of eerily quiet. But as you kind of progress, the sounds of the birds and other wildlife does slowly begin to return.
I lean over to Basha. Best laid plans of dwarves and drow.
Yeah.
Next time you're going to shout, let me know so I can take aim amongst the birds that are going to fly away. We can at least catch some dinner.
Oh, very good.
Good idea. Right.
Shug is kind of walking alongside, just kind of, he's chuckling a little, but also shaking his head at the same time. And at this point, and then you look over and you can see Sildar is just passed out. So she's just completely passed out, drunk, slightly snoring. Yeah, lightly snoring, not obnoxiously so, but just very lightly snoring and passed out.
Yeah, snores less than former husband. It's fine.
It also sounds better than when he talks.
Mm-hmm.
That's true. That's true.
So
I think it was good team effort there, everyone.
So you continue on the road, the Tribord Trail, making your way towards Phandalin. You finally see the area where you have to turn off, according to the map. And you can see that the road does deviate. There is a marker. It's not very clear, but there is a marker on the road. And you can see that the road does. Again, it's a very rough road. The grass and foliage around the area is depressed over because of use, but it is not a paved road by any means. You turn off, and it looks like it'll probably be another hour or so before you actually start making your way and seeing the actual town of Phandalin. At this point in time, Sildar has awoken. He is very quiet. He's just kind of looking around. He says, "Yes, we should be there. We should be there relatively shortly. We should be careful, because there are some. There have been reports, in the past of orc attacks. So we should absolutely. No offense, my good sir." And he kind of says this to Shug. And Shug just kind of looks at him and goes, "No, none taken, not taken." But after that, Sildar tends to be he's for the rest of the trip seems to be very, very quiet.
Shug, Shug and Sildar, if this place is orc unfriendly due to the invasions that I was told about, Sildar, you might be needed to vouch for our good friend. There might be some mistaken identity.
Oh, kind of looks. It won't be an issue as long as you have me there. Your large friend there shouldn't have any issues. I will absolutely vouch for him. He saved my life after all.
That he did. That's no different than what we've dealt with back home. We get through it the same way we always have.
It's around at this point, Drovar, that you actually see there is a figure standing in the road, maybe about 70 or 80 feet ahead of you. Very large figure.
Okay. It's like, oh, hold up and, tap Basha. It's like,
Okay.
What is?
Both of you make a perception check for me, please.
Can I also make one because I'm on top of the wagon?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
18.
18.
9.
9. Corporal?
Also 18.
18. Okay. So Drovar, you're still not sure. You can definitely see it's humanoid, rather large, and it's just kind of standing there. But you can't make any more detail out than that. Basha and Gorpal, you both can see. Yeah, this is whatever. It's a humanoid, about maybe Bocek or Shug height. Seemingly very strong, based on the lack of armor, or especially topless. There's no shirt. There's no just rippling muscles. Skin tone is green, like a dark green with varying yellow highlights. But they're just standing in the road. They're not. They don't seem to be aggressive. They don't seem to be making any moves to do anything. They're just kind of just standing there.
So there is shirtless man standing in the middle of a road, very strong, topless, and I don't think we are in topless competition fighting, so I'm not sure what's happening. He does not look aggressive, but he's about your height, Bocek. Or Shug.
The second you say shirtless, topless man in competition, Bocek didn't hear anything besides that and takes off his apron
Yes,
and starts trying to flex.
Well, okay, at least, alright, well, this is fine. Everything is fine.
Gorp, start checking the sides. It's this
Yeah, that's what I thought. Yeah, I start looking to see if there's any friends hiding for an ambush.
You don't using the same perception check. You don't see anything out of the ordinary. As you know, from the sides, you check the area. You kind of look behind you. You don't see anything. But Shug actually makes his way up to the front, and as he's kind of looking over, he's just looking over. As Shug gets to the front, the figure actually puts a hand up like this.
Okay, I stop the wagon.
Doesn't make any other movements, nothing aggressive, just kind of almost in greeting, and just kind of holds their hand up. And when he does, at this point, it's where his arm was actually down. When he raises his arm, you can see that there is something on his back. Like it seems like there's something on his back, possibly. Orpal, you would recognize it, maybe a quiver. You can't see any arrows from the top, but it looks like there might be a quiver that you can pull things from the bottom. Shug kind of looks. He sees Bocek flexing. Kind of shakes his head. Says, "Drovar, you want to go check this out with me?"
All right. Okay, I hop down and say, Bocek, take the reins. You take a break from the pose. Whatever you're doing.
You want me to?
Yeah, Shug just kind of turns and he looks and he's like, yeah, just be prepared for anything.
I take out spellbook.
Okay, I walk up with Shug.
Okay, you both you and Shug start making your way up to this figure, and as you get closer, you can absolutely now see the two tusks emerging from the bottom of the jaw, the extended jaw, pointed ears. This is absolutely a full-blooded orc, just kind of standing in the road. And as you get closer, you can now see that there is a almost imperceptible rope that is just kind of like across the front of his topless chest, indicating that he is carrying something behind him. As you get to be about maybe 10 feet from him, he just kind of puts his hand up. He's looking at Shug, and then he kind of looks over to you, and then he says something to Shug in Orcish. Shug kind of looks at him, looks at you, and then he responds. And then he looks at you and he says, he's just asking who you are, and why you're with me and why those people are with me. He seems very confused.
All right.
So then he kind of he kind of turns and he continue, and now they're having like a conversation. It seems very halted in moments where both your brother is thinking about what he's going to say and then says it, and then the orc does the same. And then Shug kind of looks at you for a moment. He goes, this is very interesting. Would you mind going back to the cart for a minute? He's a little nervous around dwarves, apparently.
All right.
Just
All right.
give me a minute. I'll be safe. I'll be fine.
What are you talking about here? Just
Well,
right.
the gist is they're not going to attack right now, and I'm aiming to keep it that way. So just trust me.
All right. Okay, he turns and heads back to the cart.
Okay.
Well, he's negotiating passage for us, I think. Just let's keep hands off weapons, but remember where you left them.
So
Oh, I'm just holding a book. It's a simple book, nothing more.
So you're all kind of standing in anticipation a good 15 minutes, 20 minutes. And after the 20-minute mark, Drovar, you actually see this first because you're intently watching your brother. They've been conversing, and you can see that at certain points, Shug gets very animated, and then the orc gets very animated. The voices get loud, then they get quiet again. They get raised again. They get loud, quiet.
Are they arguing, or is it like they're getting each other excited about something? Like they're, are they mad, or are they just getting?
I would say make an insight check.
Okay. All right. That is an 18.
18. It doesn't seem to be aggressive. Like they don't even seem to be arguing. It seems more like talking excitedly, but because orcs, the orc language and the way orcs are, from what you've seen from your brother, it tends to seem aggressive. But knowing those subtle differences of whether it's aggressive or excited, you know it, and it seems to be more excited at certain points. And then the oddest thing happens that you all see. There's this flash of yellowish green light, just very very brief, just, and then the conversation stops between the two of them. And
where does the flash come from?
It seems to be coming from them, like their area, the area that they're standing in.
Okay.
And then
I see that,
yeah, and then they stop, and both of them just kind of look around for a moment, and Shug kind of looks to all of you, and he kind of like waves like everything's okay.
Yeah, I have my bow immediately, like with the flash drawn, and then I'm like,
yeah. I expect people to look at me, and I'm like, I did not do that.
Yeah.
I did not do that. That was not me.
Now, I've seen Shug do magic before. Does that look like his sort of magic?
It does. It does. You've seen when he's cast some kind of spell, through his divine connection with the cave mother, that it seems to be that same kind of color, that same kind of flash.
I've seen that before.
But at this point, he turns around and he starts walking towards all of you. And he's kind of looking down. He seems very introspective, thinking to himself. He comes up to all of you and he goes, "Well, it's good news. We're safe. We're fine. Apparently, he's part of a scouting party of orcs. Sildar over here is correct. They do get occasional raids at Phandalin from these orcs. This was a scouting party. They've been watching us for some time. They would have outright attacked us as we left the goblin area, but they saw me, and they became more curious. than anything else. So they wanted to have a conversation. See, they thought at first that you were all my slaves.
I would have played along
they?
if we had to.
No. Nobody. I wouldn't even want to jest in that area. That's not who I am. But yeah, it seems that we had an interesting conversation. Not only is he part of a larger scouting party, but apparently they're trying to break off from the main group of orcs that have been problematic to the people of Phandalin. They feel like raiding these people and hurting them are not the ideal situation for their community, essentially. But they're not in charge, so they just follow the lead of basically the one who is in charge of their tribe. And he kind of like pauses for a moment, and he says, "And well, they don't want to do this anymore, and the cave mother apparently is insisting that I help them."
All right. Well,
That was that flash.
so that was her giving you a sign.
It was strange. When the flash happened, I wasn't here. Found myself in this large cave, and she spoke to me. She said that it was my choice, but the dwarves were not my only family, and that I need to bring what I know and the teachings that the dwarves have helped me with and show them a new path, show them a new way.
You
Yeah.
must listen when your goddess speaks to you. I have learned this over the years. It's a very important thing.
Oh. She did, as I said, she did say it was my choice, but I agree with you, Basha. One cannot simply ignore a call. But I'm not gonna lie, that's not what I was sent out here to do. Drovar and I were here to help our family, the Rock Seekers.
Yeah.
But
What are we doing to do with how many of them are there? I think it's going to be kind of.
it's not well.
To be honest, it'd be hard explaining you again, Phandalin, but I don't know if we're going to bring 5 or 6 more of them in there.
He kind of chuckles. He's like, well, they're not looking to take up residence in Phandalin. That's for sure. They want me to talk with the others that feel the same way that they do. To make sure that they know that this is not the only path that they could take. They said that there are numbers that have been banished from their tribe and left to fend on their own, and they need guidance.
I'm not liking where you're going with this. No.
Well, you know me better than most, and if I say I'm going to do something, I'm going to do it. Doesn't mean I'm going to go live with them in the forest forever. I mean, that doesn't mean that at all. And he kind of chuckles. But I mean, the cave mother spoke to me. I can't ignore that. Can't. So you're not gonna have any issues right now getting into Phandalin. But I think I gotta go with them.
Shug, I can tell you, as an outcast myself, there are people like you and me and these folk need to break away from those stereotypes and all of the things that people believe if you are ever to be truly a free people.
He kind of looks at you, and for the first time, Gorple, he kind of looks at you, not just in a like, oh, there's Gorple, but like he's looking at you for the first time. And he just kind of, he nods and he goes, "You're absolutely right. Absolutely."
Basha's gonna like, because I'm assuming she stayed on the wagon, so he's like kind of like up at her height, like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So she's gonna kind of like reach over and give him like a neck hug and be like, "You are doing the right thing."
He seems a little put off by the physical interaction, but he allows it. And he's like, "Yeah, thank you. Yeah." So, and he kind of Drovar, and he kind of pulls you off to the side.
Yeah.
He goes,
Off with,
"Yeah.
What am I going to tell Ma?
All right, listen. I don't know how long this is going to take, but however long it takes, I'm going to go back to Mirabar. That's our home.
You're damn right it is.
Right? It's always going to be my home. But I have to do this. So you tell Ma, I'm following my calling. And I'm the way.
Your calling is the Forge. It was the Forge.
Of course, it's the Forge, but it's also this. And he just lights up his hand slightly with that yellowish green energy. And he goes, "This is part of it too. And think of it this way. I'm doing the same thing that Ma and Dad did for me with them. I'm teaching them a better way. I'm not making them into dwarves, but I'm teaching them a better way." That's what you tell Ma. I'm taking the lessons from her and Da, and that's what I'm doing.
What am I going to do?
It kind of.
I promised them I was going to look after you.
Well,
I can't. They're not going to let me go with you, are they? I mean,
he kind of shakes his head and says, "No, they're dwarves, and apparently this tribe of they're very reticent of dwarves. So you can't come with me. This is a place you can't go with me. But listen, you did what Ma and Dad asked you to do. You came with me. You're watching me. But this is a path only I could tread on my own. I wish you could come with me. I truly do. But this is just something I gotta do myself."
Yeah. All right. He like grabs the armor, like pulls him down. It's like, "You're gonna tell Ma. You're gonna explain this story yourself when you get back, because
Yeah,
I came here to take care of you. I came here to take care of family. Without the family around, I'm gonna get mad at I."
He kind of puts his hand on your shoulder. He's still allowing you to like keep pulling and just very gently, he just puts his hand on your shoulder. He goes, "You're always my brother. That's not gonna change. It's never gonna change." What?
It's easier to keep when things go red. If there's family to look after, I can swim through it easier.
He kind of points to Bocek, and he goes, "Just think of him as green. Look at him. He's like the child. You gotta protect the children, right?"
He's dumber than a box of hair.
It's because he doesn't know better. Just think of him as a grayer me, if that helps. I don't know. I don't know about any of this, Drovar. I wish I had answers. I don't. I really don't. But I just know this is something I've got to do. That's the only thing I know right now.
All right.
But I will explain it to Ma. I will do it myself. I'm not asking you to run interference for me or anything like that. But I have to do this. And I know, and he kind of squeezes your shoulder. I know that you are going to do us all proud. And like I said, this is not forever. Hell, it might just take me a couple of days to talk with these folks, and then I'll come back to Phandalin.
All right.
But again, it could be a few days, it could be a few weeks, it could be a few months. I just don't know.
All right. He just he's kind of sort of pushes away for a second. He's like gonna head back to the wagon, but then he turns back. It's like, if you get in trouble, you get word to me. I'll cut through everything to come find you.
And he nods. He goes, I know you will. I have no doubt of it. And if I can, I will do my best to get word to you no matter what.
All right, you go. You do the family proud.
I'll hop over as Drovar begins to walk away. Listen, Shug. If your friends can sneak over to this point, I'll look for Chris, I'll look for a distinct tree.
Okay.
And I will just kind of carve a very small rune in it of a grung rune for home. Use this spot as a drop area. We can dig a hole, leave us messages, we can leave them for you. If you can get me a location, I might be able to ask some of the animals here to be able to message between us. Not right now, but as I learn more of the secrets of my people. And that way you and Drovar can still remain in communication.
He kind of looks over at the tree where you kind of marked a rune, and it's not very high. It's like maybe a 2 feet off the ground. He kind of looks at it and kind of looks at you. He goes, "I'll do that. Whatever messages I can send, this is where I'll send them."
And also, not to use you, but if your friends know anything about what's going on here, Cragmaw Castle, this black spider could be useful in us helping find Gundren.
Well, like I said, this is the initial talking between these folks. You won't even tell me how many are part of the scouting party yet, but if I find anything out that's useful, I'll absolutely do my best to get you that information.
And I'll pull out a pouch, and I will hand him 15 gold.
Kind of looks at it, goes, passes it back to you. Thank you, but you'll probably need it more than I.
Oh, it's your pay. I'm gonna just demand double from Sildar when we get there.
He laughs, and as you remind him, he goes, "All right." And he takes it back. He kind of looks at Sildar. He goes, "Yeah, try to get triple out of him." He walks over to Bocek. And he goes, "Good luck."
You want beer for road?
Sure.
I am going to take a full wineskin and fill it up from the cask so he has plenty of beer for the road.
Okay. Yep. He takes a quick sip, puts it on his belt, goes back into the back of the wagon, takes his belongings, kind of slings them over his shoulder, takes a really long look at you, Drovar. He just kind of nods. And then he kind of walks around. Basha comes up to you and goes, I hope you get some use out of that shield.
I was gonna say thank you for shield.
That's yours. I hope you think of me should you ever have to use it, but I hope you never do.
Thank you. I will every time I see it. And good luck to you.
Thank you. As I said, this is not goodbye forever. I just don't know how long that will be. And you kind of see him kind of trudge up the road, walks up to the other orc, kind of looks over his shoulder, kind of raises his hand again towards all of you, and you watch as they walk off of the road into the brush, and then slowly disappear into the brush.
Drovar, you want a hug?
Sorry.
Drovar, do you want a hug? Is what she asked.
No, we can. Well, we know the way's clear on the road now. Let's just. My flask is empty. Let's just get to a fucking bar.
Corporal lets out a sigh. If you get really angry, I guess you could lick me.
Let's just get to town.
Number 1 party frog, right, Bojack? Right.
Number 1 party frog.
As you all check, you look in on Sildar. Sildar is kind of crouched. He's trying to make himself as small as possible, holding the machete in both hands. And he goes, "Well, it seems like problem's been handled. Excellent. We should get moving."
Also, Sildar, you're gonna pay his fee because I paid it for you up front.
Oh no, yeah, no issues, no problem. Yeah, let's just go. Let's just go.
Sildar, maybe you give bonus for Shug, since Shug saved us from an entire clan of orcs.
Yes, Shug sacrificed self for whole clan of orcs.
Also, the
That must be
cost-
worth at least double, if not triple.
And the cost of a healing potion he made you drink.
So, Bocek, I want you again. This is going to be your call. Persuasion check with advantage because Gorpal and Basha are helping you, or straight up intimidation.
With advantage, my persuasion comes out to a grand total of 6.
Okay. Sildar kind of gives you a side eye for a moment, and he goes, "We'll discuss terms when we get to Phandalin, and you're in a nice, safe area with no possibility of being attacked. So let's get moving, shall we?"
All right.
So you all continue on. Next leg of this journey, again, it's almost another hour before you actually get to the town of Phandalin. As you do make it to the Phandalin, you can see that Sildar is now he's a little less tense. He's no longer holding the machete, at the ready, and he kind of sighs a breath of relief. He goes, "Ah, all right, excellent. We're here. Ah, yes. So yes, we should get the supplies to Bothans as soon as we can. Definitely want to get some food in me. These rations are really not doing it for me. My constitution is very delicate, as you know. So we should absolutely get that done. And by the way," and he kind of points to all of the goods that you got out of the goblin hideout. He goes, "A number of these, I recognize these orders. They actually go to the Lion Shield Costa. These were orders coming from us at the Lord's Alliance to the Costa here. Apparently they never made it, so I'm sure if we can get it to them, they'd be very, very happy as well. So yeah, let's make our way. Let's make our way further into the town and see what we can see."
All right.
So as you make your way into the town, the first thing you hit as you're coming in into the town, right on your left, there is what looks like almost like a converted barn house, and it's rather large. It seems to actually be attached to like a smaller home, and you can see right on the side, very, very large plaque. This is Barthen's Provisions. It's like almost it's literally the first thing you see coming into town. And as you're just getting up to that building, you can also hear the clink, clink, ding, and Drovar, you know the sound immediately. It sounds like a forge, like a smithy. Yeah, sorry.
Just stab me in the heart.
So what would you all like to do?
Go
Well,
to provisions,
we're
drop them
supposed
off.
to. We drop off the oxen and the cart, but we've got the Lionheart stuff here as well. Maybe we tell them we're here, but before they start unloading it, we check in with the other folk down.
I mean,
Where
or
are they from here?
Why don't we just tell them we borrow horse and cart a little longer to return the other stuff and we bring back?
Yeah, that should work.
Basha, can you use that strange magic to carry the crates?
Well, as long as it is less than 500 pounds, yes. I did it before. I can do it again. Hold on.
It might take some time, and you all do remember that you all did also have to carry some stuff to the cart. So as long as you're all willing to do that, I don't think it'd be much of an issue.
Strange magic. Ooh.
So what's,
Alright,
so what's the plan?
If they tell me, I will cast Tensor's floating disc.
I guess we'll go inside and just say we're here.
Okay.
But just say before you start unloading it, where's the Lionhead Coster? I think you said so.
Lion Shield Coster, yeah.
Lion Shield Coster.
So okay, yeah. So you pull over to the side, and there's plenty of like hitching posts, right in front of the building. You go inside, and as you go inside, you can see just hanging on the walls are just like all the basic equipment you would need for traveling, for camping, for moving through the forest, climbing, like just general goods. You do see occasionally mining equipment on another wall. That wall actually seems to be pretty sparse, with the occasional just 2 or 3 pickaxes, things like that. But for the rest of the store, it does seem to be very, very well stocked. There are at least 3 or 4 different people just kind of looking like they're picking up some supplies and things like that. And they're behind the counter. You can see what looks like a human man, probably in his late 50s, early 60s, kind of slightly balding, kind of little tufts of white and brownish hair on the side. And he seems to be actually going through some paperwork. And as you all enter, he kind of looks at you all a little strange, especially when Bocek kind of like ducks down and comes in. But he just kind of looks at you. Yes. Can I help you?
Hello, I am Bocek.
Hi.
That is. We're here delivering some stuff on behalf of Gundren Rockseeker.
As soon as you say Gundren Rockseeker, he goes, "Oh, the delivery. All right, great. Yeah. You got the manifest and all the paperwork."
Yeah, I've got the manifest here. But before we get to the unloading and everything, we encountered a bit of trouble along the way. Encountered some goblins. All of the goods are fine, but we recovered some other stuff that's apparently supposed to go to the Coster. We'd like to check with them and get it off the cart before we turn all of this over to you. But you can come out and check and make sure all of your stuff is there.
All right. I'm sorry to hear about the goblins. But yeah. Sure. Yeah. Let me. Yeah. And you pass him the paperwork. He says, "All right, let's head out." Kind of gets out from behind the counter, goes out, and he starts like very, very meticulously like inspecting everything, going over. He's there for like a good 20 minutes, and then he goes over the list yet again.
So about halfway through the first pass, it's like, somebody want to go over to the Coster and tell them we got their stuff?
Yeah.
Yes.
I mean,
I'll stay here with this guy. Just see if you can.
I'll
Maybe
go.
they've got some folk who'll come collect it.
Okay.
Sure, I will go.
All right. So who's gonna go down to the Coster? Right.
I will join her.
All right. So Basha and Gorpal and Bocek, you're gonna stay with Drovar.
Yes,
Okay.
I think teams of 2 is probably smartest.
Okay. So Basha, you ask the gentleman who as he's inspecting, he goes, "Oh yeah, the Coster. Just follow this main road. Just keep going down. It's not even a 5-minute walk. You'll find it real quick. It's going to be on your right hand side.
Okay.
And it's got a big plaque of a big lion head in the front. Can't miss it."
Thank you so much.
Yeah, no worries. And he just goes right back into his re-inspecting. Sebastian, you Gorple start to make your way walking down the road. You see a couple of things. Not to immediately to your right, you can actually see where all that the forge sounds were coming from, and you can see a smithy. Immediately the building again, and that's on your right, and immediately after that building, you can see what looks like this this makeshift enclosure made up of what looks like loose rocks and boulders. And in the middle of it is this beautiful water fountain. And it seems to just be kind of like you can see like the plume of water just spilling out from the top, consistently going. There are a couple of people surrounding it. And then it kind of almost turns into like a cul-de-sac a little bit. And you can see a bunch of children just kind of playing on this green patch of earth, just kind of playing around, running around. You know, it's pretty nice. But occasionally, you do catch the attention of a couple of people, and they just kind of look at you a little strange, but continue on their way.
I smile as I see the children. I'm like,
Yeah, you continue walking down the road, and immediately after this like large cul-de-sac area, you do find this large building, blue roof, almost warehouse in size, and there is a big plaque with a lion's head on it. And you have made your way to Lion Shield Coster.
Here we are. Let's go.
All right.
All right, so you walk in, and as opposed to like this large warehouse that you saw, as you walk in the door, it is a very small enclosure, as if this enclosure was built to stop anyone from actually making it further into the larger part of the building. And then there is a desk right there with this young half-elf woman just kind of sitting behind this desk, just kind of has a book in her hand. She's kind of looking up. She's got this like dark brown, almost auburn hair. It's kind of pulled back into a braid. She's wearing just a very like basic like brown dress with some kind of with gold filigree on the edges. And you can see like the slight tip, showing her her elven heritage. And as you come in, she kind of looks up, and she goes, "Hi, good morning. How could I help you?"
Yes, greetings. We just came into town. Gundren Rockseeker sent us, and Sildar Hallwinter is also with us as well. We have recovered. Apparently, you've lost some goods, and we've recovered them from a goblin cave on the way here. And he said we should bring it back to you.
She kind of nods. She puts the book there. She goes, "Oh well, I am very familiar with Sildar. Is he with you?"
Oh, he is back. We left him back at entrance. He is by Bothan's.
Oh, okay. Yes, there have been some deliveries that have not made their way here to us, and it's been problematic. Thankfully we've been pretty stocked up, but and if we've lost any more supplies, we would begin to have some issues. So this is very fortuitous. Thank you so much. Where are the supplies currently? You said over at Bothan's?
Yeah,
Currently.
they're on our wagon.
All right. Well, if it's there now, I could actually send some people over there to take them off your hand, and we could do this. Thankfully, we do have there was a reward out for information or
I
possible
was just
return.
about to ask about that. How lovely.
Yes. Well, let's see what we have first, and then we can talk about the reward, shall we? So
Pretty great.
So she turns around and she calls to the back, and you see this rather large human man just come in. Huge beard. You can't even see his mouth. It's just really big. She goes, "Samuel, apparently these interesting individuals here, they found some of our goods that was supposed to be coming to us. Can you take a couple of the boys and over to Bothan's and check out to see what we've reacquired, thankfully, and get them back over there? And he goes, "Yeah, sure, no problem, no problem."
If you have a cart, it would probably be better. Just to let you know.
He at first he doesn't even see who's talking, because you're kind of like being hidden by the table, and then he just kind of looks over the table and he goes, huh. All right, thank you. And he kind of goes back.
And I'm sorry. I say to the woman at the front desk, I'm sorry, I did not catch your name. I am Basha Barst. And I hold out a hand.
And she puts her hand out. She goes, "It's a pleasure to meet you. I'm Lenine. It's wonderful. This is some of the better news that I've had in some time while being here in Phandalin. Thank you so much. I'm sorry, Lenine Greywind.
Lenine Greywind, and this is my friend Gorple.
Hi.
Gorple Lurky Pokey."
Yeah, she looks at her. She extends her hand. She goes, "Pleasure to meet you as well."
I reach out a gloved hand. Hopefully, it's not covered in poison, and I'll shake a finger.
Yeah. So you shake it, no problem. Poison doesn't go through. It's no issues. And then she goes, "All right, so excellent. So let's say they're going to go out and get the supplies now. You could go out with them if you like. And then on the way back, we could talk reward. I just want to see what we've gotten back so far. Because as I said, we were getting down there. Are you going to be in town long?
For a bit.
Right,
Yes.
so, well, if you come back, I mean, at this point in time, and it's probably like 11, 12-ish, midday. She goes, "Well, if you come back, let's say, come back in about an hour or so. We should have everything all sorted by then, and then we can talk about your reward."
Excellent. We shall return then.
Excellent.
There are others with me as well, just so you're aware. They may come with us as well.
All right, that's perfectly fine. Thank you. Thank you for letting me know in advance.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so you both leave. Do you make your way back to Barthen's?
Oh yeah.
Okay. At this,
I'll take my time
Yep.
prancing there back, but I'll go.
Yeah. And at this point, yeah, you can actually see like this smaller cart, with 3 individuals, 2 in the back and 1 on the front, and just like a mule, like driving it, just kind of come out from the back of the building and start making their way. And you actually kind of like meet up at the same time. Bocek and Drovar at this point, this individual he's finished. He's finished checking the manifest, going through everything twice, and by the time Basha and Gorple get there with the individuals from the Coster, most, if not all, of the supplies that Gundren asked you to bring have already been taken off the cart. The individuals from the Coster show up. You kind of show them, what you found, what's theirs. They kind of go through it a little bit, put it on their cart, and then they without a word, they just very quickly, very efficiently take everything and make their way back to the Coster. It's at this point that the man who's done everything says, "All right, well, the only things left to do is get these animals back in the stable, get the cart all repaired. If it needs any repairs, we'll check that as well, and we get you folks paid."
Oh, why?
Sounds
Thank
very
you.
good.
All right, so just come on in.
And Sildar did vouch, as I kind of point at him,
Yeah.
that there is another person's worth of pay coming my way.
At this point, Sildar, who's just kind of been like standing there and watching, he's like, "Oh yes, is I will. Let's have a chat, shall we, old chap? Who are you, by the way?" He said, "Oh, I'm Bartholomew Barthen. This is my place. But yeah, we'll have a talk. We'll have a talk." Comes inside. As you enter, you can actually see as you're entering, there's already a few of his hands already taking the oxen and kind of leading them towards the back with the empty cart. All right. Let's check all this over. He goes behind the bench and he starts looking. Well, I already see it's already written here in the paperwork. I only see 4 of you, and that's not including Mr. Hallwinter here.
There were 5 of us
Right.
at the edge of town.
Oh wait, yeah, no, it's right here. So you're gonna get paid for 5 people's worth of work. Don't worry.
Good.
It's just yeah, just want to make sure everything's above board. Paperwork's important. Trust me, and I do apologize for making you all wait. It was just with the way things are here, got to make sure that folks that come in here are above board. Yeah,
Sure.
if you understand. I mean,
And what way are things here?
he kind of looks around for a moment. And says, well, let's get you paid first. And guy goes behind the counter, starts putting money in a sack, and he goes, there you go. It's 50 gold, right there. So it's 10 gold per person. So it's 50 gold.
I thought it was 15 a person.
He kind of looks down and goes, nope, it's written here, 10 gold. Sildar goes, yeah, that's what I wanted to talk with you about. So, yes, it should be 15 gold pieces. And he kind of like goes into his pouch, and he kind of slaps something down onto the table, and you all look at it, and it looks like it almost looks like a badge, but it has the symbol of the Lord's Alliance on it, and it's beautiful. Like, it looks like it's made out of like filigree and like possibly platinum and gold, and it's beautiful. And he goes,
Without thinking, I reach for it.
as you do, he just kind of
Smacked his hand as he reached for it. It's like, you don't know where he had to hide that.
That's exactly what I was gonna say.
Don't know where it's been, Bocek. Don't touch things that are not yours unless.
yeah. Sildar.
Okay, that gross. I take my hand back.
Sildar closes his hand, and he turns beet red as you all say this. He goes, yes, well, it's not important where I hid that. But yes. And he kind of like very carefully now shows it to Bartholomew, and Bartholomew takes a look at it. He goes, oh, well, yeah, extra five gold for everyone it is. Hold on. He kind of gets the money out, and now you are all appropriately paid 15 gold pieces. Yes, I'm sorry about that. Gunny didn't actually adjust the paperwork the way he should have. Initially, the whole rigmarole is just going to be 10 gold per person, but I told him I like the cut of all of your jibs, so he went. That's why he offered the 15. Wanted to make sure that you definitely did get what you were paid for. So there you are. And he kind of puts the badge back in his pouch, and he's just kind of now sheepishly kind of like looking around at all of you.
I pat him on the shoulders. It's like, you did what you had to do.
He kind of sighs.
I lean over to Warple. Does this make us prostitutes?
I don't think so.
Did you say this loud enough that we all hear it, or just to Gorple? Okay.
I'm trying to just say it to Warple, but
volume controls the thing, right? So
yeah.
Bashan's like hiding a smile, like just like
I just like steer Sildar a little towards the door. It's like, just think about the drinking meal we'll be having soon. That's all you gotta think about.
So at this point, Bartholomew is just kind of like, he's just like watching all this happen, and he's just, all right. Well, to answer your question there, he kind of points to you, Drovar. Things ain't been that great here for some time. Fortunately, there's some less than nice people decided to make Phandalin their home for some reason. Call themselves the Red Brands. Bunch of ne'er-do-wells, pretty much. Started out, like any other kind of group like this. Bunch of lazy, individuals don't want to work for a living, but think the world owes them everything. And they were fine for a while, but then they started to get brave. And fortunately, sometimes they make their way in to some of the establishments here, mine included, and just take what they want. And if I put up any fight or anything like that, they put a hurting on me.
Well, that's an outrage.
Well, the only interestingly enough, the only one that they really don't mess with is that real stern lady down at the miners' exchange. I don't remember her name. He's kind of thinking about it for a moment. Is it? Oh yeah, Halia. Yeah, Halia Thornton. She hasn't been here too long. But she's okay. But you think I'm strict with checking manifests and such? Like she don't take no crap from nobody. And the Red Brands don't even fuck with her. Apparently she broke one of their arms before. And again, like I said, like we're like, look at me. And he kind of like points to himself. He's like, I'm old. I'm not the adventuring type. Like I couldn't hurt anybody. And they know it. So they know who they can pick on and who they can't. Again, unfortunately, we're a town of mining folk. You know, we're not. Things have been a little rough. This is going to help us out a little bit, but I'm glad that you folks seem to be on the up and up. So.
Well, certainly. Where did you see? Is there a rumor of where these Red Brand people are or stay when they're not bothering the town?
I need all of you to make a perception check for me, please.
I got an 18, and then Chris, I wanted to ask if I could make any history checks as a bounty hunter if I've heard of a group called the Red Brands.
Okay, sure. So let's do the perception first. So you got an 18, Drovar, what'd you get? 1? Okay.
19.
Basha, 19, Bocek?
12.
12, okay.
Drovar's thinking he may have found someone to take out his tensions on.
Yeah.
So,
so Drovar, you are like intently listening to Bartholomew. Like you're just like, you want all the detail, so you're only focusing on him. However, Bocek, Basha, and Borpal, as you're continuing to have this conversation, every time the word Red Brand is said, you notice that the folks that are in here look a little nervous and they start to leave very, very quickly. Until you are actually the only ones left inside. And Bartholomew actually notices, and he just kind of shrugs a little bit. He goes, they've been here for a while. They've been an issue, and as you can see, some of folks are pretty scared of them. I look, if they're gonna hurt me and kill me, they're gonna hurt me and kill me, one way or another, you know. But
That is no good, Bartholomew. You seem like good man. That is unfair. And you may not be adventurer, and you may be, as you say, old. I do not think that old, but you say old. So let us take care of them for you. If you know anything or anyone knows anything about them, you let us know. We'll go find them.
okay.
And I don't take the what you say. I don't take from anyone either.
All right. So Gorpal, make a history check for me, and Basha, make a persuasion check for me. Bocek, did you want to say something?
Yes, Mr. Bartholomew, I see people leaving. How many times you say name of group so far? I think 2, because I think they're leaving because if you say third time, they come out of mirror.
He just kind of looks at you, and then he kind of pats your hand, and he goes, "You're a special one, ain't you, boy? I like you. You remind me of my cousin." All right. Gorpal,
That's only oh, sorry.
Yeah,
Gorpal.
4.
What'd you get? 4? Yeah, you've never heard of the Red Brands before. Basha?
I only rolled an 8 persuasion.
8. He kind of looks at you, goes, "Look, again, you folks look like you're on the up and up. I don't want to get you involved in the craziness that's happening here. I mean, please don't take any offense, but you don't look like the type of folks who are going to be like, you know, taking up residence here or staying here pretty long. So it's best that you probably like, you know, get about your business and kind of move along. I don't think you should be involved in the craziness that goes on here.
Well,
we got to deal with this on the day to day, so we're learning to live with it.
I don't think anyone should learn to live with bullies or oppressors. I am a licensed bounty hunter, and if you have someone who runs this town, they could hire us, or at least me, for a contract, dependingly.
Us, no us. Definitely us.
Um,
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
well, I do. Well, maybe if you talk to the town master, maybe he could help. But again, I don't like to speak out of turn about people, but he's about as useless as a hole in the post. You know, you could probably talk to him. I know he's looking. I don't remember what for, but I know he was saying he was looking for help for something. But I don't think it's with the Red Brands.
What's his name?
Oh, his name's Harbin Wester. He's not like, I wouldn't exactly call him the law, but or the mayor. It's kind of like a mayor, but the thing is, we all get. It kind of goes around, like somebody in town gets to be the town master for a little while, and since the Red Brand showed up, nobody wants the job, so he was the only one that took it. Um, Between you and me, he's an asshole, but maybe you should talk to him. He could have some insights that I don't have, but again, I don't want to get you folks all wrapped up in this. Yeah, this is a Phandalin problem. And again, no offense, but you just kind of, you're outsiders, you know. Don't want, and he kind of looks at you, Gorple. He says, "But you say you're a professional bounty hunter. Maybe you could talk with some folks over at the Stonehill Inn, and you know, let them know that you're available for hire, maybe, and see if maybe you could get some information that way.
That could work. Yeah.
You know, because you take care of the problem and then you go. You know, it wasn't us. We didn't do it. You know, but I don't want to put you people in harm's way. And these, as shitty as they are, you know, right now we're kind of like even keel. They're not bothering us. We're not bothering them. But I do, again, and kind of points out, I do appreciate you getting all this gear in time. Is Gundren with you?
Not at the moment, actually.
Are you expecting him at any time? Because he hasn't been here for a while. He said he was going to come back. He's going to make sure we got the supplies, of course. But he said that he'd be back. Him and his brothers have been in and out of Phandalin here for at least a good 8 months now. Really, that's a really nice fella. I really love Gundren. Like, knows his mining. That man knows his mining. I'm sorry, that dwarf knows his mining. You know, and let me tell you, like we sat around in the Stonehill Inn. We were just talking shop for a while. I mean, hours and hours go about the types of ore we've mined, and those were the days. But yeah, I'm too old. I'm too old for that work. But he's still got lots of years left in him. But yeah. So when he does show up, if he does show up and you guys are still here, please tell him to come by. I'd really like to say hi to him.
Is there a signifier that the Red Brands wear so they know each other?
They're not very original. They kind of wear these red cloaks with red hoods. Again, they're not the brightest bulbs in the batch, but it's, I guess if you're trying to be threatening, that your cloak should look like they're bloody, I guess. I don't know.
I think red cloak very fashionable. People like them give bad name to red cloaks.
Sure. Yeah.
Bocek have 2 questions.
All right, son. What's your first question?
Question 1: how become head of town temporarily? You say you switch week.
Yeah, there's kind of like a vote every couple of months. First thing is we ask who wants the job. And then if there's a couple people who want the job, there's a vote, a town vote. Everybody votes, and then the person who gets the most votes becomes town master for the next couple months. He ran unopposed because nobody wanted the job, and he got the job. And he's actually, this is like his second term, which is kind of unheard of. But since, like I said, since the Red Brands took up shop here, nobody really wants the job. And since he doesn't do anything, Red Brands are fine with him in charge.
2 more question.
All right.
One,
All right.
previous bossmen of town, Red Brand bother them?
Well, no, the last town master, actually nice fella. He's got an orchard not too far from here. He was the town master for a while before the Red Brand showed up. When he finished his term out, it was kind of like this weird area where he finished out the term, and everybody thought everything was great, so nobody ran against Wester. And then the Red Brand showed up. So,
What was that fellow's name?
oh, that's yeah, you can find him over at the Edermath Orchard. But his first name is Darren Edermath. Nice elf fella.
Okay, last question. You sell mirrors?
Yeah, we got mirrors.
Okay, Bochek, walk around, try to summon Red Brand with mirror for a while.
Bochek, don't do that. This man has been nice enough. I think if we want information,
Oh no, not try to do it in shop. I buy mirror to try to summon Red Brand in street, maybe have sweet tool or something. I don't know.
why don't we go to the Lion Shield caster to get our money? And I think if we want information, why don't we go speak to this Halia lady, especially if the Red Brands don't mess with her. This is where
Yes.
some of my skills come a little bit. I know how to hunt people.
Yes,
This
we
is how-
should, Bochek, we should let Gorple do Gorple skills.
I trust Party Frog. Party Frog, you point me at the bad people. Bochek, do make them good people. Or break them if they don't want to be good people.
I think that's wise. But if my plan doesn't work, buy a mirror anyway, because then it might work. Your plan might work.
Drovar, you were looking at goods. I think plan decided Gorple figure out what's going on, and then me and you either make them good people or break them in half.
Oh, that's your plan? Oh, good. I thought you were trying to run for mayor.
So did I for like 2 seconds. I swear when he said that, I said it Drovar like
Oh, yeah,
for like
I
2
was-
seconds.
I was looking over.
Oh
I
no,
was like,
Bochek just want to run for Worm. Like on Hook.
Let's go.
Yeah, but Bartholomew just kind of pats your hand again slowly. He goes, "Yeah, you're just like Andy. Wow."
Yeah, I figured let's go get paid from the
Bless
lion,
his heart.
from the lion's head. Then we can go to the bar to see if there's information. And if we're too tired, we could rest. If not, maybe we go check out this Halia lady because they leave her alone.
Sounds good. Yes, Drovar, you were not with us. We are going to go get paid for the goods that we brought back for Sildar's people. More
Ah.
monies.
Can't complain about that.
All right, so you all are going to make your way over to the Coster to get paid, right?
Yes.
All right. So as you leave, Bartholomew goes, "All right, folks, it was a pleasure meeting you all. Take care of yourselves. Try not to get into too much trouble. I hate to see it. I hate to see bad things happen to good folk." So you all leave. You start to meet Basha and Gorple. You show Bochek. You take Bochek and Drovar with you. You make your way over to the Coster. And Bochek and Drovar, yeah, you see the same thing. You see the smithy. You see this large, what looks like an enclosed rock, like almost like a semicircle rock formation, kind of like a wall with this little water fountain, like perpetual water fountain in the middle of it. People are kind of like milling around there. You see some children playing. Make your way over to the Coster.
DM,
Yes.
May I keep my eye out for red cloaks to see if there's anyone eyeing us or following us, or if they're hanging out in groups?
Absolutely. Make a perception check for me, please.
That will be a 19.
19. Yeah, you take a look around. The thing you notice the most at this point, you don't see any red cloaks or any individuals wearing red cloaks as of yet. But you do see that you are all starting to attract some attention, especially Bocek. When Basha and Gorpal went by themselves, Gorpal, you seem to be the individual attracting the attention, but it was almost like a passing, like almost like a double check take. Like, oh, that's not a small child that happens to be green. That is a okay, that's a frog person.
It's a woman and her green child, her green frog. What is going on here?
Yeah. But this time, as you're all walking, they're like everyone's staring at Bocek. And they seem to be a little like taken aback, especially as Bocek is just like waving at them. Occasionally, you will see like the occasional person just kind of like, just like the kids all like, you know, they like excitedly are waving to Bocek, and then they see you, Gorpal, and they're like, oh, ooh. But you do make your way over to the coster, and Bocek, you know, just so I don't have to keep saying it, very clearly you have issues getting in doorways. Not that you can't get through doorways, but it's always like, you know, leaning down, squeezing in. You get in, and it's no different here as you get into the coster. And as you walk in, Basha and Gorpal, you see Lenine sitting behind the desk, and as this time Drovar walks in, she kind of sees, and then Bocek comes in, and she goes, "Whoa, hello. Yes. These are your companions.
Yes.
They grow them big where he's from.
Hello, I am Bocek.
Yes. I'm Lenine. It's a pleasure to meet you, both of you. And she kind of like puts her hand out to Drovar and then to Bocek. Yes. I want to once again thank you all for finding these supplies. This was definitely more than I thought we'd ever get back, if we ever got anything back. So here, and I've already counted it out, and she puts down a sack on the table. It's like 50 gold. That's the reward for getting it back. But I will also say, she kind of looks at you all kind of up and down, and she goes, "You seem to be the adventuring type, possibly."
That would be a good, apt description, yes.
That's kind of...
Yes.
Those are the kind... We deal in goods mostly to help the adventuring type, which is, as you would expect here, being in a mining town. It's kind of a nowhere post, if you will. But the Costa has to be in many places as we can. So we don't get a lot of adventuring types here, but if you require any aid, you require any help whatsoever in your adventures, please, if we have something that you possibly need, if we can get it for you, or if we have it here, we'll help you out. So, because definitely, as I said, we're not expecting to get any of these things back. So thank you so much.
Well, thank you, Lenine. We will certainly keep in mind for future endeavors. Gorpal, you were going to say something?
Is there anyone else in this room with us?
That's just her.
Listen, we noticed apparently that there might be some ruffians about town. Would you know anything about this group?
Make a persuasion check, Corporal.
That's a 13.
13. She kind of looks down. She goes, "Well, yes. These ne'er-do-wells called they call themselves the Red Brands. They've become more and more of a nuisance over the last couple of months. They allow us to essentially keep doing business, only because occasionally they will come in and take things as they will. My men are not, they're not guards or trained to take care of such matters, so we just allow them to do what they will, and so no one gets hurt.
Do you
How many of them would you say there are? You know, 5 or 6?
It's
10?
hard to say. They occasionally come into town. It's usually maybe as you said, like 5 or 6 of them come into town, but never the same ones. So it's very hard to kind of put a number on how many there might actually be. But as I said, they've left me alone for the most part because we haven't had much, as I said, in the way of supplies and stock. But now that might change.
Well, let me ask you this. You said they come into town. What direction do they come from when they come in, usually?
Honestly, I don't pay attention. I just go about my business here, and then I retire for the evening. I do my best not to make any waves. I honestly I replaced someone who was killed by the Red Brands here at the Costa, and I was specifically told, just whatever they want, let them have. Look the other way. Make sure no one gets hurt.
Who told you that?
My employer. You might not know. You might not be familiar with the Costa. Lion Shield Costa. We have a number of sites throughout Farron, especially the Sword Coast. We are a larger corporation, if you will. And so, there's one in Neverwinter. We have one in Waterdeep. And we're trying to get into the smaller towns as well. But Phandalin being one of them, especially since this is a mining town. Occasionally, adventurers like yourselves will come through, and it's always better to have the Costa here than not. So, as I said, when I was sent here, those were my instructions from my employers. So I just run the place. I don't own it.
Well, I am a legal bounty hunter in this region, and my friends, as you said, are adventurers. So maybe your people could work something out with us.
Well, and again, this is starting to get a little repetitive as she kind of like looks around. There's clearly no one else in here, but it's gotten to the point where this is kind of second nature when talking about the Red Brands. She kind of looks around. She goes, well, I would probably say to inquire around town if you are a registered bounty hunter. See if maybe people would be willing to pay for your services. I personally, with the Costa, I would have to put in a request for the funds to do something like that. That could take some time. So your best bet would probably be to talk with the people here who actually live here.
I think really helping these people might be more worth than just the money, but I also happen to like getting paid when I risk my life.
She chuckles and she goes, yeah, "You are definitely adventurers." Yes, the Costa is actually of the same mind. If you do something well, you should get paid for it.
Definitely.
But yes, I would, if that's what if you're interested in doing that, as I said, I would probably inquire with those who actually make Phandalin their home, and see if maybe they would be interested in your services.
All right, let's go meet Sildar at the Stonehill Inn.
He's when you went in and you finished and you made your way to the Costa, he did let you know that he was going to make his way over there. So you did say that you were possibly going to go to the Miners Exchange also?
It was a consideration, but I imagine, as you said, it was getting a little bit late. And also, I kind of want to suss out the people at the inn, because that's where likely my contacts, I might be able to find someone who knows something there. So it's like a multi-stage process of like, we're probably going to at least spend a night here before I really go visit these other people.
Okay, fair enough. All right, so you very quickly, Lenine is able to kind of point you, and you actually walked past the Stonehill Inn as you were making your way to the Costa, and Sildar kind of pointed it out to you.
Lenine, actually, before we leave, Chris, I'll pull out the map of the town that I have from the scout. Could you just kind of give me notes of where the major locations are?
Oh, yeah, sure, no problem. And she begins to kind of scribble some notes down. When we actually come back from our break, I will show you what that map looks like.
Perfect.
And she kind of scribbles, makes some notes, some quick notes, and they're pretty good. Like, they're just like kind of tells you not all of the buildings, but the major buildings that you should probably be aware of and what they are. She goes, well, I hope that's helpful to you.
I appreciate it. Being new to the area, and this map is about 10 years out of date, so getting a little bit more modern touch would be helpful.
And you can see that she actually has scribbled out some of the buildings. And that's not no longer there, so you don't have to worry about that. But yeah, okay. So yeah, so she kind of fills that in for you. She says, well, good luck and be careful while you're here in Phandalin. Yeah, if you are going to make your inquiries, I would try to keep it as quiet as you can.
All right, we're the soul of discretion.
Oh boy.
So with that, you take your leave from the Lion Shield Coster. You make your way over to the Stonehill Inn, and as you enter the Stonehill Inn, you already see that Sildar is sitting at a table. He's got a large meal in front of him. He's also drinking, and he says, come, please. Please join me. Come, there's plenty for everyone. And yeah, there's plenty of food for everybody, for all of you, not just him. There are a couple of pitchers on the table. One is beer and one is ale. And he goes, please, help yourselves. I got us some rooms. And he throws down two keys. He says, I took one of the rooms for myself, but if you want more rooms, I didn't have enough on me until I meet my contact and make sure you all get paid as well for saving me. But I was able to secure you 2 rooms. I don't know how that'll work, but I'm sure you'll figure it out.
Only 2 rooms, huh?
Well, they have.
Bosch is like,
yeah.
Bosch is like eyeing him, but like not when he's looking, like seriously looking, like considering him, like do I? No, and not even for the room, not even for the room.
He's not even paying attention. He's like cutting his meat and he's just eating. He's like, no. They have more rooms available. It's just what I could afford. It's just what I could afford. Yeah.
So two rooms for us or 2 rooms total?
Oh no, 2 rooms for you. I took one of the rooms for myself. So 3 rooms all together.
So 2 people stay in one room, Basha stay in another room, and I stay with you, and then we have Lady get privacy, 2 people have enough room to sleep, and 2 people have enough room to sleep in another room.
Oh, well.
Me and you bunkmates.
He kind of looks and goes, well, lad, I will say this. I need my beauty sleep. And honestly, I don't think both you and I can fit in the same room together. So, like I said, they have more rooms. I just personally couldn't afford to get more rooms. So I'm sure that you recently just got paid. So you probably get some some additional rooms if you wish. I just couldn't afford it.
You don't want slumber party with Bocek?
Maybe some other time. Let's put a pin in that. We'll make it a rain check. I
will get up from the table before Bocek's heart breaks and go over to the innkeeper and just say, you got 2 more rooms.
I don't need to stay in a separate room. I'll stay with Basha.
Okay. You did not ask, but okay.
I stay in a tub, and I don't care about your
fine.
mammalian-based genitalia.
Great, thanks. Strange frog.
All right. So
he's got a point.
So you're all having this conversation, and you can see at least half a dozen locals kind of nursing mugs of ale or cider, and they're all kind of eyeing you all with curiosity. Like no malice or anything. It's just they're all just kind of like some of them are hearing this conversation, and others are just kind of staring at this odd group of individuals.
And that way, Bocek and Drovar can have a slumber party.
One room for me.
Bocek stay with big, strong, little guy.
One room for me. And he takes out his flask, and if you've got some spirits to fill that with, I'd also like to pay for that.
So this whole time, the innkeeper is just kind of like looking up at all of you, and occasionally down when Drovar and Gorpal are talking, and you're like, okay, let me see if I got this clear. You need 2 extra rooms?
Just one for me.
One for you.
And fill that. If you got any spirits.
Sure, I can do that. And he points at you, Bocek. How about you, sir? Do you need your own room?
He's got one, and I toss one of the keys
Okay.
over to him.
Okay, sure. And he kind of looks down at Gorpal, and he just kind of looks at you, Drovar. He goes,
What is it?
do you need a room?
I can speak your simple common.
Oh, okay. I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to offend. I'm so sorry.
That's all right.
I'm sorry. I've never met someone like you before, so I'm very sorry. I did not mean to offend you.
It happens all the time. Well, if Basha doesn't want me staying with her, I can have a sleepover with Bocek, my number 1 guy.
Oh, okay.
Gorpal,
So-
Gorpal, number 1 party frog. You want to help Bocek make beer tonight?
Oh, I can help you make a strange and magical beer.
Oh no. Oh no. I go to bed.
All right. Well, it's like 3 or 4 in the afternoon. But if you want to go to bed,
Well, let's why don't we eat and drink and I'm gonna look around, Chris. These people, do they look like downtrodden, or do they just like day drinking, like this is their normal meal time?
all right. So first couple of things. Drovar, he fills up your flask for you, and he says it's on the house. But the
You don't have to do that.
room for the evening, the room is going to cost you 5 copper. But if you want to stay longer, let me know, and we can accommodate you for that as well.
Okay. 5 copper. So he puts down a silver, which that'd be for 2 days, right?
Yeah, that'll be 2 days.
Okay. He's like, I got a feeling we're gonna be here longer, so let's put a silver down.
All right. No, sure, absolutely. Thank you. If you need to stay longer, just let me know in as well advance as you can. I appreciate that. Thank you.
Sure.
I'm the proprietor and owner, Toblin Stonehill. So welcome. You folks seem to be new to Phandalin, so if there's anything I can do to make your stay in Phandalin easy or without any issues, please let me know what I can do for you. My wife and I can help.
Drovar takes just a taste of the flask. What did he put in there?
Whiskey.
So if I not that I want to, of course, but if I wanted to find the red brands, where would I look?
Make a persuasion check with disadvantage.
Aw. I did perception. Okay. Great. Oh, I have a bonus to persuasion. Same number twice, so it's a total of 10.
10. He kind of leans down over, and as quiet as he possibly can, he says, "Look, I don't want any problems with them, sir. I'm not saying that I don't know you at all, but I can't. I don't have that information. If you're looking for that information, you might want to talk to Halia at the Miners Exchange. She might be able to help you, but yeah, I can't get involved in anything like that. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
It's all right. It's all right, lad. It's all right. I understand. Thank you.
But yes, and then he kind of like, if you need anything else, alcohol, whiskey, beer, ale, cider, anything to make your stay more comfortable, please, by all means, just come down and ask me if I'm not available. My wife will be able to help you. And he kind of points over to his wife, whose name is Trelina. And actually, no, I'm sorry, that's not her name. What is her name? All right, we're gonna call her Sarah. Uh, that's my wife Sarah over there, and he kind of points at and Tolbin himself. He looks like he's probably like in his mid-30s. His wife seems to be of similar age, and she's got long brown hair, kind of comes up to her shoulders, and she's in the middle of kind of like serving some drinks and such. Says yeah. So if you need anything else, please come see me or my wife, and we'll be able to help you out. So you make your way over to the table with Sildar, who's still just eating and drinking. Like, all right. Ooh, that's a good food. Good food here. Gunny was absolutely right. This place is the best. I love this place. Good food. So I am going to get myself some rest because, as you can imagine, after being taken captive and being rescued by you wonderful individuals, I'm exhausted. Still, after a couple of days. So I'm going to make my way up to the room. Tomorrow morning, I'm going to start inquiring, see if I can find Iarno, and see if we can get some more details. Find out what's going on around here. At the least, he could give us some more information about what's going on. I've been hearing that there's some brigands running around town recently.
You don't say.
Yes. The locals here seem quite tight-lipped about it. So I'm sure Yano could give us the information we need. So, but there's no.
Are you going to fight them off?
Oh no! Well, we need more information first.
I agree. We do need more information, Belchik. We need to know where they're coming from and what their deal is and where they live.
I think
Exactly.
maybe tomorrow evening we can meet up because we also might do our own inquiries about the area because we still need to find that crag place.
Yes, the Crackmore Castle. Yes.
See if anyone around.
I'll tell
anyone
yeah.
around here has heard of it.
Yeah, we'll see. Yeah, and hopefully, like I said, hopefully Yano knows something about that as well. But yes, let's come back together tomorrow afternoon, early evening.
Sounds good. After lunch, after we've all eaten a good lunch. Yes.
Sounds good. All right, well, you all have a good evening. I am going to rest.
Chris, I want to scan the bar to see if anyone is drinking by themselves and looking generally shady.
Sure. Make a perception check for me, please.
Well, that's really good. That's 24.
24. All right. So, you're looking around, and the first thing you notice is that these folks all seem to be on some level just, salt of the earth, regular people. None of them seem too shady. Nobody's kind of like, trying to like hide themselves or hide it. Some of them are just blatantly just staring at you guys. But again, you get the sense that it's more out of curiosity than anything else. A number of them seem to be like actual miners. They have like the dust is just all over their clothing. This is either the end of a break of theirs, the beginning of a break of theirs, or their early dinner. But there's about half a dozen folks in here, and they all just seem to be just taking in either eating or drinking, and taking their time. Like they all don't seem to be in a huge rush to be anywhere in particular. You do overhear a couple of them actually talking. And right at the table next to you, there's actually these two like large, kind of burly human men. These are the guys that actually like they have all this dust all over them and everything, and they're just kind of sitting there, picking at some food on their plates, but also just kind of like drinking heavily. And one of them is like, you hear one of them say, "Yeah, Sister Gorelli, who oversees the Shrine of Luck. Yeah, I heard she recently left town for a few days. Did you see her when she got back?" And the other's like, "No, no, no. What happened?" He says, "Oh, she looked like she got hurt, and she was like really tired. She's got cuts, and she's bleeding on the chest and the shirt. But I haven't seen her since she came back. That was like 2 nights ago. Oh, we should go check on her." I said, "I'm not checking on her. Well, you check on her. I don't want to check on her." And it just kind of go back and forth a little bit, and continue to pick at their food. You do also see a little boy kind of playing in the corner with some like little wooden figures and stuff, just kind of like just playing with them. And I'm sorry, yeah, her name is not Sarah, it is Trelina. I was correct the first time. So Trelina, the innkeeper's wife, she's still kind of going around and making sure everybody has stuff. And she actually comes over to, she goes, "Oh, okay, I see the other gentleman has gone up for the evening. So do you need me to take your plates, or are you still finishing up, or do you need anything else?"
I'm good for now. Everyone else?
Would you be able to fill a wash basin with hot water?
And she kind of looks down at you. She goes, "Sure, I could do that. Yeah. Do you need a wash basin?"
I will kind of unstrap the wash basin from my backpack.
And she goes, "Oh,
If this could be brought up to Bocek's in my room full of hot water, nothing else inside it."
Sure. That won't be a problem." She grabs it and she goes, "All right." And she goes, "All right. So you're okay. Yeah, it'll be up there shortly." And she kind of goes off to the side. She takes it in the back, and you don't see her for some time. Yeah, and that's basically what you see while you're in there.
Butchek have super brain question.
Go for it.
When you're done using wash basin, does water in wash basin retain psychedelic effects of number one party frog?
I mean, I'm unsure. Generally, I recycle the water. That's why I carry all those water skins. But since I don't have to, you can do whatever the hell you want with that water.
Oh no.
Oh boy.
But hey, Bocek, there's that little kid over there. I'm gonna go check in on him. I find that kids are often great sources for information.
So Butchek should stand on the other side of room so not scare child?
I mean, I don't know if you're that scary as long as you're smiling.
Well, let's see how child feels.
Yeah, I'll kind of move my way over to the kid.
Okay. So Bolchek, Basha, and Drovar, you still continue. There's plenty of ale and beer and food. For however long you'd like to eat. There's plenty. There's a lot. And Gorple, you start to slowly make your way over to this kid who's kind of playing in the corner. And as you do, and you're kind of crossing across the actual inn, you do, like, everybody just kind of stops for a moment to stare at this strange frog man that they've never seen before. And again, it seems more out of curiosity than anything else. But you slowly make your way up to this child who's just like, just playing with these wooden figures. And slowly he kind of looks up and he looks at you and he goes, "Cool." And that is where we're going to take our break. So yeah, this is good stuff so far. So yeah, thank you. We're gonna take a 25-minute break. We'll be back at 10 after 5. Please stick with us.
After 10.
Oh, thank you. Scratch that, reverse it. 5 after 10. 10 after 5. That's a long break. So we'll be back. We're gonna stretch our legs and do what we need to do, and when we come back, we will see what happens with Warple's interaction with this young child. So we'll be right back. and welcome back. All right, so as we return, Gwarple, you were making your way over to this little boy who has been playing with these little wooden dolls. Oh, I think I froze. Yes, I did. It figures. Technical issues. Be right back. All right. I think that works.
Everything pretzels. I want chocolate pretzels.
All right.
But also everything pretzels.
As always, as I said earlier, if it's going to be a technical issue, there will always be a technical issue. So I apologize for that. My camera decided it didn't want to work.
Chris, we can't hear you.
Oh no.
Okay, hold on one second. All right, here we go.
There we go.
Yeah, technical issues all abound, folks. Thank you for being patient with us. We do appreciate it. It is always the growing pains of any stream. Okay, there we go. Alrighty. Yeah, no, yeah. So just for folks who might be saying, "Oh, well, I heard him." So on my Discord, we're doing all of this through Discord, and my Discord, not only did it decide to freeze my camera, it also changed my mic input. So now my players couldn't hear me, but the stream could hear me perfectly fine. That would make an interesting game. Me miming out to my players what's going on.
I think he said under big rock. Treasure. No, wait. Goblin. Oh no, run.
Yeah.
It's a bear.
Yeah. And then I start doing interpretive dance. That would be interesting too. So.
Finally, my major makes sense.
Right. Yeah. Alrighty. So moving right along. Okay, hold on one second. Just want to make sure. All right. Can you still hear me, my players? No, they can't. All right.
I'm just rocking out to our soundtrack.
Same.
All right, there we go. All right, without further ado, we will continue. Thank you, everyone, for being patient. All right, so as we come back, Gwarple is making his way through the tavern to this little boy who is playing with these little wooden dolls. And as he looks up and he sees Gwarple in front of him, it's cool.
Hi, little buddy.
Hi.
What's your name?
My name's Pip.
Hi, Pip. I'm Gwarple.
Hi, Gwarple. Are you a frogman?
Yes, we're called Grung, but Frogman is close enough.
Grung. Okay, that's
Are you
cool.
are you a human child?
Think so.
That's pretty cool.
Is it?
I mean, I'm not a human child, so I don't know. Probably it's cool.
Okay.
Are these your parents? And I'll kind of like point to the innkeepers.
Yeah. That's my mommy and daddy.
Hey, buddy, between you and me, you look really brave and strong. And I kind of look at like his cool toys,
Mm.
and I'm like, "Hey, Pip, are there bad men in red who come around?"
He kind of looks down for a minute, and he's got the two little toys, and you can see that one of the toys is there's not like clothing or anything, and just completely like wooden dolls, like no articulation or anything. One of them is painted all green, and is much bigger than the other one, and the other one is just just wood. It doesn't seem to have any paint on it whatsoever, but it does seem to have like a little sword in its hand. And he goes, um try to be brave all the time. um Sometimes it does get scary here.
I get that, buddy. Trust me, I'm pretty small. My people, we don't grow very big, so we got to be extra brave in this big person's world.
Yeah, everybody's so big, and yeah, gotta be. That's why me and Carp, we try to be brave. um because some of the big people, they're not so brave.
Well, buddy, I'm gonna let you in on a little secret. And I kind of like look around very conspiratorially so that he knows that he's getting a secret. And I'll lick my eyes just to kind of moisten them.
He goes,
And I go, "All right, buddy. So we're definitely really brave. All of us, me and my friends. And we want to do some things to help your people be safe and so that you can be safe and brave. But unfortunately, all the adults, all the big people, they're being real quiet about what's going on here. So if you have any information you could tell us about these red brands and what's going on, that'd be super helpful, buddy."
yeah. um um yeah. He starts looking around, and you watch as he kind of he try to pushes his tongue out to try to reach his eye, and he just can't. And he just pulls it back in. He's like, yeah.
I lick my eyes again and go, "Maybe one day I'll teach you how to do it."
He chuckles again. He's like, okay. Yeah, the some of the big people, they're just they're not brave. Um, my friend Carp, he's super brave. He's even braver than me. Yeah, he he has a secret.
Do you know the secret?
Yep.
So have I could give you something that could make you feel really cool and brave, and I could teach you, and you could practice with it if you trade me for that secret.
Really, really, what?
And I'll pull out like a feathered and like tribal dart that I use for my throwing darts. And I go, "These are used to ambush and hunt, and I could teach you how to throw them."
Really?
Yeah, you just can't tell your parents, kid.
Don't worry, I got lots of secrets from mom and daddy.
Well,
Okay.
How about this? I'm staying the night, and I don't have to go right to bed. Maybe I could teach you how to throw a few of these. I can give you a set of 5 so you can practice, and you tell me all the secrets you know.
Make a persuasion check with advantage.
Yeah, just giving kids weapons like you do. It's fine.
Corrupt in the youth, that's out of corp.
Natural fucking 20.
Yeah.
So he just kind of looks around for a minute. He goes, I know how to sneak out of my room at night. So okay, you got a deal. You got a deal, Grung man. Oh,
All
I'm
right.
sorry. Warple, right?
Yep, and your name's Pip.
Yeah. Okay, so my friend Carp, he found a secret tunnel in the woods, and he doesn't know where it goes, but he found it, and those red guys, they scared him away. They almost caught him, but he was too fast and he was too sneaky for them, and so but he found a secret tunnel. Yeah. He wouldn't tell me where it was because he's trying to be. He said he was being brave for me. He didn't want me to get in trouble. But he told me about the secret tunnel. I'm the only one that knows, and now you know too.
Well, do you know where Carp lives? Maybe I could talk to him. You could teach me a secret handshake so he knows that I'm coming legit.
Okay. He's he lives in this big farm. Down if you go past the townmaster hall, there's they're the only farm down that road. His last name is Alderleaf.
Well, listen, buddy. Where do you want to meet up? Because I can also sneak out of my room.
Like, just like here, come here. And he kind of gets up, and he kind of brings you around. Like he's in this corner, but it's not like the end of this corner. It's like the beginning of this corner. He kind of brings you around, and you can see this small little this kind of like door. It's not it's small by human standards. And he goes, yeah, this is where my daddy keeps some of like the food and stuff. But I go in here and kind of opens it up, and you basically see like this little cupboard pantry. But there's plenty. There's like for you and him. There's plenty of space. He goes, I can meet you here, like after my mommy and daddy fall asleep. I can sneak in here, and then you give me the dart thingies, and you show me how to use it.
All right. Well, is there stables attached to this inn?
Yeah, you saw stables attached to the end. Yeah.
Well, why don't we might want to? We'll meet here, but maybe we should sneak out to the stables so we have plenty of room to throw them. We're gonna want a distance so I can teach you properly.
Oh, okay. But if you go see Pip,
You mean Carp?
you see Carp. Yeah, sorry. If you see Carp, you just tell him that you're my friend, you're Pip's friend, and that I told you the secret because you're brave too.
Well, thanks, buddy. I'll see you in an hour or two, or whenever your parents
Yeah,
fall.
I'll see you later. It was awesome meeting you, Corporal. I can't wait for the dart thingies tonight.
Pip, it was great seeing you, and I'll make sure that you're real brave.
Okay, all right. He kind of walks back over to his toys and he starts playing again.
And I'll scuttle my way back to my group, and I will relay some of this information.
Interesting. I don't know about giving weapons to small children, but otherwise...
It could have been worse. He might have offered to let the kid lick him.
Yeah, that would have been terrible. I would have been very mad at you, Corporal.
Yes, I was never given weapons as child, and look how I turn out. I turn out great.
What are you talking about? I gave you axe to chop wood all the time. Oh wait, no, you chop with head. Never mind, I always forget.
Exactly. Never give child sharp objects and they learn to use body as weapon.
I mean, I guess. I don't know if that was my intention, but that's kind of what happened.
I've always found that children notice a lot more things than they let on, and so if you get down to their level, which luckily I kind of always am, it makes them feel safe, and they'll tell you information that they might be hiding from adults.
Orpal, you're very smart, and I should use you with my children if we ever get back home, or when we get back home.
I don't think you want to use me with your children. That would cost some gold, and I don't think you want to lose your children.
What? I meant to find out their secrets. I need to know their secrets.
Oh, well, that's a different type of job.
Yeah, gosh, Gorpal, I love children. I love my children.
Listen, I've been hired to do missions for people who love other things.
No, don't tell me. Don't tell me. I will be mad. Don't tell me these things.
A contract's a contract.
I'm going to bed.
What things?
Yeah, Drovar just he
I don't get it.
finishes his ale. It's like, we're not gonna go looking for a fight tonight, and I'm head up to bed before I start one.
All right.
All right. So, unless there's anything any of you would like to do before heading off to your rooms, the four of you do make your way to your various resting places. Gwarple, over the course of the evening, you do make your way downstairs, and it is very late. It's probably like 1 or 2 in the morning, and Pip is just kind of like waiting in the pantry, kind of like dozing. When you finally come down, he goes, "Okay, I'm ready for the dart thingies."
All right, buddy, come with me, and I'll kind of sneak out to the barn, and I will teach this kid how to throw some darts. At
Okay.
Stuff.
Yeah. Unless you actually want to role play this, I'll just continue forward. So
You don't have to.
yeah, you and Pip. It is an interesting for the next hour. It is a very interesting because he's completely attentive to everything you're trying to say, and is just not very coordinated at all. But regardless of the way the lesson happens, he seems very pleased with the whole thing. And also with the fact that you've actually given him these actual items.
Yep, and I give him 5, I mark them off, and I go, now, buddy, your parents can't find out about these, and I would suggest you practice them in the daylight. It's a little dark in here, and yes, we lit some lanterns, but you're really sleepy, and it's throwing you off. I'm also really sleepy, so I get it.
Yeah, it's okay. I'll go when me and Carp go play in the woods. I'll take them in the woods and we'll practice there.
Yeah, maybe you should like build some wooden targets because you don't want to lose them either. I only gave you 5.
Okay.
And then I will head back, and I'll make sure that he gets into his room safely.
Oh yeah.
And not get caught. I'll help him with that, and then I will get to my room.
Yeah, for as much as he was uncoordinated with these throwing weapons, he was very, very sneaky and stealthy, and you were actually very impressed with how quickly and agile he was, kind of like climbing through the window, getting back inside, sneaking up the stairs so he can't be heard.
Man, his parents are going to be pissed when I teach him how to use lockpicks. For a secret.
But you do go back to sleep. You do make sure he does go back to his room. You go back to sleep, and you all get the benefits of your long rest.
Oh, sorry. One last thing.
Sure.
With Boshek, before we went to bed, as you said you wanted to brew, I will cast good berries so that you can make a good berry ale.
Okay.
As I like whisper a strange name of a strange fruit from the jungles, and these strange berries appear in my hand, and I go, these have healing properties, and they generally only last a day, but if you brew with them, it may at least retain the flavors.
Yeah, so Bochek, you brew with these good berries as you see fit. It's very interesting. You throw them in your little cask that you have there.
I'm going to take a bit of salt and use the good berries to make a gaze. Gaze? I can never pronounce that. But essentially a sour ale with salt to accentuate it, using the good berries for flavor.
Okay, easy enough. You throw the ingredients in that you know will absolutely make this, and after an hour, you have this brew that smells delicious.
And then, Chris, I will also use the other slot to cast another set of good berries, but I will keep them on me for tomorrow.
Easy enough, not a problem.
Also, Bojack is absolutely watching Warple teach this child how to throw these darts properly from like far away with like disappointment and jealousy.
Okay, yeah, I'll say that being that you knew that this was going to happen, you're just kind of like leaning out the window, watching this happen because you knew it was going to happen. There's nobody else around, but you're just like watching. It's just like, you're kind of like the silent audience, and you're like, oh, 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 throughout the whole thing. But yeah, that's easy enough. You do come to in the morning. You have the benefits of your long rest. You can smell the delicious breakfast foods that are being cooked downstairs in the kitchen. As you all start to come down, you can also see there are again a number of locals who are already here, not drinking, but mostly here for the breakfast. And the foods it smells really good. And you get the impression that this is probably one of the big draws to this inn. Not so much people staying here, but more the restaurant type of environment that they are cultivating downstairs. And so there's about a good maybe 8 to 9 people, locals who are already here and eating. You don't see anybody particularly with red cloaks or of that make, but you have the morning ahead of you. What would you all like to do?
Get whatever delicious breakfast this is. I will come down and be like, "What is your special?" I will take it.
You can see Trelina. She's at. Oh yes. Just if you get a table, I'll be with you in a moment. And you can kind of see like she's the only one in here, and she's kind of running around, but she definitely is very attentive to you as soon as you come up to her. So I'll be with you in a moment. Just please bear with me. I'm so sorry. It's just very busy in the mornings.
Down.
So you all make your way. She takes your orders, and there's just your basic foods of like there's some breads, there's some vegetables, there's some fruits, cheeses. The special of out here apparently is wild boar bacon, and so that is something that apparently draws everybody in town here at some point during the day. So as you ask for the special, she comes back and she makes sure that you all have that, this basically large platters of these foods, almost like a buffet. And she goes, so altogether, this is going to be for all of you, all together. Okay. So that'll be 2 silver, please.
I pay this time. You get tomorrow.
No. I got it. I found silver from that fight, and so I'll pay for it.
Okay.
Wait, I thought this was on Fancy Pants.
Is Fancy Pants paying our meals?
He paid for yesterday.
I think it's supposed to be on his tab.
You haven't seen him this morning.
Yeah, I thought this was our food included on Sildar Hallwinter's tab.
She says oh no, he just paid for rooms.
Yeah.
Oh, this was supposed to be on his. I guess we are going to have words with him. This was supposed to be on his tab. We will, of course, pay now, but we will have to have a conversation with him later, which may affect business in Phandalin in future.
How many nights did he pay for our rooms?
He paid for 2 evenings.
Okay. Then I'll pay the 2 silver for now. And how much is it per room?
Oh, it's 5 copper per room.
Okay. I'll throw down 3 silver. Just an extended day on each of our rooms, and you know what? I'll throw another silver, and then one on the 2 more on Drovar's as well.
I'm already paid up for tonight. I jumped ahead. I figured we were going to be here for a bit.
And she takes the money. She goes, "Oh, not an issue. Thank you very much. And I'm so sorry about the miscommunication. I wasn't told anything. Neither was my husband about paying for food. So I'm very sorry for that."
It's not your fault.
This is not mistake on your part. This is mistake on poor businessman part.
On Fancy Pants.
Oh, okay. Again, I'll make sure. We'll figure it out. But thank you very much.
I like tip her extra. Like I'm just gonna tip her like I don't know, like a silver because I just feel bad.
And she takes it. She goes, "Well, thank you very much." And if you need anything, just wave me down. I'll be by shortly. And she just continues, kind of like, basically serving the rest of the folks as they come in. And so you have this beautiful, very filling, not beautiful, but very filling breakfast. And this is really good. Like you didn't, Gorple, especially you and Bocek, living in Neverwinter for as long as you have. This food is almost like on par with some of like the more expensive inns in Neverwinter. And for such a cheap price, like you've not expected this at all. It's delicious.
I'm impressed. I just figured we may stay for a little while. We've been carrying our packs all these times. I figured having these rooms just to store stuff, I don't need to carry my wash basin if she can refill it at night. So I just figured having these rooms while we walk around town, we don't need to be loaded down.
Makes sense. So we got 2 things. The way I see it, there's 2 things we're looking into. We got try to find the Crag Mall Castle, out the ruins out in the. And well, if we find any folks with red cloaks, suppose we want to learn a bit more about them. Crack some skulls if need be, but probably those 2 things that's 2 different directions, really, as far as I'm seeing.
I mean, this town is only like 1,000 feet across, buddy. It's not very big.
No, we'll find them. I think we step outside. It won't take long, but.
So the question is, do we want to go try to talk with Halia first? This person seems like she knows what's going on, but we also have the options of the former town mayor, Eldermath. He has an orchard. There's also apparently this priestess, Sister Garal. She maintains the Shrine of Luck, and she came back to town injured a few days ago. She might know some things. And also, I guess the town master, but I bet Tildar's there just like smoozing him up.
Sildar.
I think all of those sound pretty good. Talking to the former mayor before this other fella that nobody seems to like. That's one. Talking to this priest, finding out, why she's got injured. That definitely sounds. We just don't know anything about anything around here.
Yeah, just pick one and start, I think.
Well, why don't we go to Halia? And unless you wanted to say something, Bocek.
Yes, Bocek have one more question. These pork belly slices, about inch half thick, they fit together perfectly, meaning when cured they are one large piece. How they get curing salt to permeate through entire pork belly in a single curing process while still providing this is big mystery of town.
You should ask. We should find out for you. This would be good, and then we can take it home. Yes.
He's crazy.
And Basha's have been around him enough that this doesn't faze her at all. Just like these sudden bursts of intelligence. She's like, yeah.
I kind of just shake my head for a second. Okay.
All right, Bocek, you keep your eye on the that great mystery then.
So if we travel south, the Phandalin exchange, after the exchange, we could always hit the Alderley farm to go find out what our little friend might know.
Yes.
So you've told us about
Yeah, I tell you everything. Gorple
okay,
does not hide.
including the bribing the child with small pointed throwing objects.
Keep your voice down.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I don't. I'll just say that I have information at the Alderleaf farm, but when we leave, I'll tell you. I'm not going to tell them in front of. I'm not a snitch.
Bocek is just throwing darts at a wall quietly, like kicking the dirt.
So, and interestingly, Bocek, maybe make a strength check for me, please.
Oh no.
Well, that is a total of 9.
Okay. I think Bocek, it's about the 4th dart that you're throwing at the wall that you're so confused why they're not sticking, and you realize that it's a stone wall. It's not wood. And then you realize, oh, I probably should stop. They're not going to stick. The darts don't stick to stone really well. So the plan is, where are you hitting first?
I'll ask Gorble to roll out the map, so we're looking at.
Gorple will roll out the map with all of the new fancy things.
So Adermath Orchard is west of us. So I'd say we kind of maybe do a circle. Either start at Adermath, go through Miners Exchange to Alderleaf, or we do it the other way around. Those are 3 places to talk to. And the Shrine of Luck. Well, that's right outside. So I'd say we go there first.
Yeah, sure. That makes sense. Let's go to the Shrine of Luck. And also her house is right by there. And then we can hit the orchard, and then we head to Phandalin Miners Exchange, and then Alderleaf Farm.
Yeah, counterclockwise. That sounds good.
Alrighty. Alright, so now that it's all figured out, you all make your way down to the Miners Exchange, and again, it's another interesting walk, as there are people going about their business. The day is a nice day, just like it was yesterday. So there are some children playing about, and people are still kind of staring at this motley crew of individuals out of curiosity. And you make your way down to the Phandalin Miners Exchange. And as you do, it's not a large building, and they seem to have on all 4 sides these wooden flaps that open up, and currently only one of the flaps are open, and the others seem to be closed. And inside this small building, you can actually see a woman just kind of sitting behind a counter, human. She has a very, very dark black hair, pulled all the way back into a high ponytail. Very, very sharp, angular features. And she seems to be kind of reading a book at the moment. But occasionally she's just glancing up, looking around, and reading, and then continuing to read. It's about like the 3rd time that she does this. As she looks up, she does finally see you. And as you're approaching, and she slowly closes the book, puts it off to the side, crosses her arms, and then just continues to stare at all of you as you start to make your way towards her.
Oh, I see you have a book. I too love books, I say.
Mm-hmm. Can I help you?
Well, maybe we can help each other, as you. What does this place exactly do?
And who are you to inquire about such things?
I am Gorpwell Lurky Pokey.
Indeed.
Well, I'm a miner by trade, at least. Was up in what is the
Mirabar.
Mirabar. Yep, I'm thinking of another one. Up by Mirabar. So just checking if you're interested in talking shop at some point. Just heard this was a mining exchange. So what is like inside? Is she just what is in here that we're seeing?
Okay.
Like,
You
are
can
there
all
specific-
as you're all approaching and she's kind of standing there, kind of staring you all down. You really what you see behind her, you can see shelves of what look like mostly books. On the left and right hand side, they're just like there's just rows and rows of different colored books. There doesn't seem to be any titles on the spines. Um, and the books themselves only look to be like, maybe about yay big, like journal size. Um, and behind her, there seems to be a door into another part of this small building. But that's about all you can see. And as you tell her that you're a miner by trade and you're from Mirabar, she kind of looks at you. She goes, "You, you look like someone who is actually here to do business. And
possibly?
these are your companions?"
Yeah, I traveled down from Neverwinter with them.
I see. I did hear about some newcomers coming into town yesterday.
Anybody else?
Um, I'm Holly Thornton. I run this exchange. Essentially, the business that we do here, and this will probably be familiar to you, as the miners come in and after they work, if they have anything worth of value from their efforts in the mines, they come here and they exchange it for money.
So they're bringing in ore for you, and you weigh it and get the value. It's exchange it back. That sort of thing.
Exactly. Yes. See. Yes. You absolutely. I knew you would understand.
Yeah. What kind of things you bringing out of the earth?
Oh well,
I don't-
there's a number of different things. It's been sporadic over the last couple of years, but mostly right now, if we're dealing in anything, it's mostly steel and copper.
I can't say. Iron's always good.
Can you assay fancy gems and rocks?
I could, yes.
All right, I'll kind of reach
Yes, that.
and I'll pull out the jade frog statue with the golden eyes.
She
And I'll
look,
put
she,
it.
yeah, she looks down at it. So you're just looking for me to appraise?
Well, you said you buy things of value. I figured this might get your attention, so we could actually have a real conversation.
I could give you 25 gold for it.
That thing is worth far more than 25 gold. I could probably get 25 gold for a half of it at least. It's made of jade.
Make a persuasion check.
17.
She kind of looks at it. She goes, "Well, listen. Normally, most of the materials I deal with are raw, not as refined as what you have here. And regardless, whatever I do pay out, I do have to make a profit after all. I can give you 45.
How about you give us 40 and a conversation, maybe privately?"
She kind of cocks her head. She goes, "Deal?" She kind of reaches behind the counter. You hear her, going through some stuff. Hear metal jingling. She pulls up a sack, puts it on the counter, 40 gold. She pulls the jade frog, puts it behind the counter as well. She goes, "Well, we can have a conversation here. No one really bothers me unless they need to do business with me."
I will split the money up later. I'm just letting everyone know so that they can mark the 10 gold on their stuff. All right. Well, we heard that you're the lady to talk to. The Red Brand, they don't deal with you, and we want to know more about them.
She kind of chuckles when you say that. She goes, "Yes, they know better than to deal with me in any kind of fashion." Yes.
Is she armed? Just out of curiosity.
Make a perception check.
Yeah, I might have to jump up to look over the desk. A 9.
9. You can't tell. Yeah, you can't tell from where you're standing. It's a very odd angle, and you can only kind of see her from almost like the clavicle up.
If you poke me, I could look for you, but I don't know that you're trying to look.
So she goes, "Yes, the Reverends, they know better than to come deal with me unless they're actually here to do real business. And they never are. So I never have any issues. However, I will say this: they are a problem, and if they're not taken care of immediately, I think that it's a problem that's going to get worse.
That's something we can agree on.
And there are not many brave souls in this town. There's only one or two I can think of offhand. But again, for just one or two of them to actually take these idiots on head on would probably result in their death.
Well,
How many of them are there? Sorry, just checking. Any idea?
Well, to be very honest, I really couldn't say how many there were in total. They seem to come and go, and every time faces come into town, they're usually fresh or brand new. If I had to guess, I probably would say they don't last very long. Couldn't tell you why though. But they seem to get fresh recruits every now and then. But it's not. I'll be very honest with you. Not them that I'm overly concerned with, because between you and I, they're pissants. They're just the hired help, if you will. It's their leader, I think, that's the real problem.
Who's their leader?
I've never seen him. I've only heard of him through, and she kind of chuckles for a moment, and she goes through strenuous conversation with the last Red Brands who tried to squeeze me for some money. I found out that his name was the Glassstaff, or at least that's what he's called. Essentially, they tried to threaten me with him, as if I knew who he was. But considering that he's the leader, and he seems to be the constant amongst these Red Brands, he's probably the one that actually needs to be dealt with, and the others would probably fall or disperse should he no longer be around.
do you know where they're holed up?
I do not, unfortunately. I can tell you that they, when they do stay in town, come into town, they do hang out over at the Sleeping Giant Tap House. They've kind of made that their unofficial, I guess, headquarters while they are in the town proper. So that might be a place to go.
I may have advantage there. I hear 3 words that relate to Bocek.
Giant and tap.
Sleeping, giant, and tap. That is a person who likes to nap a lot, very big person, and beer. Also, Bocek maybe speak giant.
So it's your bar. We just have to go get it.
Yeah, exactly. It sounds like a perfect bar for you. Yeah.
Oh boy.
Please tell me he's not the leader.
No, sometimes we have to tie ropes to his arms to keep him from running off, and he drags us through the woods. But it's like
no,
trying to
she
walk
my
a-
babysitter, he my party guy, and he my personal trainer.
I mean, what?
Personal trainer, apparently. That's now your title.
Anyway, I'm like,
All right, we're having a.
so
All right.
She's just like not impressed. There's no the smile, the little smile she had went away, and she's just like eyebrows raised, kind of still just listening to you and just waiting for something else.
So if there's a constant turnaround of these folk, yeah, it does sound there must be somebody organizing this to keep keep them coming and going. So
Either that or something's happening to them depending on what they're doing, which is why I'm wondering what it is. Also, do you know anything more about this glass staff beyond his name? That's such a strange name.
Well, to put it in context for you, essentially, as I was breaking this individual's arm, he said, "Oh, the glass staff will take care of you. You don't mess with the red bands. Blah blah blah." And then they sent some more to try to intimidate me. And then when I sent them away broken, they too were also, "Oh, the glass staff will take care of you. Boo hoo hoo." So that's unfortunately that's all I know is that seems to be their leader.
Interesting.
Um,
If I may ask, you seem like a very powerful woman of means, and you said that this town does not have many brave souls that could truly stand up. I work for. I'm a legal bounty hunter from Neverwinter. These folk and myself, I guess, are adventurers. Do you think that this town would be able to maybe, we'll probably do it anyway, but muster some coin to hire us for the purpose of taking care of this problem?
she kind of looks you up and down, Gorple, for a moment, and she seems to be trying to make up her mind about something. And she goes, "How about this, Brung? If you can take care of the glass staff, you and your
One quick question.
yes,
Sorry, one quick question. He didn't say he was a grung, did he?
no.
Okay, that's just confirming that. Like,
If you and your friends here could take care of this glass staff, there might be 100 gold in it for you. As I said, this is an issue that needs to be dealt with before it gets worse. And nothing disperses the roaches like getting rid of the leader. So, I'll, if you want to make this official, I will absolutely say, I am putting out a 100 gold bounty specifically on this glass staff individual. Come back, bring me proof of the deed. The 100 gold is yours.
Well, that seems like that can be accommodated. Quicker, as you say, well, the day is young, so I feel like we have other places to be. Thank you for your time.
Very well. As I said, you might want to check the Sleeping Giant Tap House. But
We will.
all right, well, I wish you the best of luck. Don't die. She kind of sits back down, takes her book back out, continues to read.
Let's, I guess, keep going.
yep. Walking out of this, like, now there's a woman with ice in her veins.
I admire her.
I will
She is,
pass out money to everyone.
she is. I already put it on my thing, but yeah, thank you. She is strong. One to.
All right. So where's your next step?
Before I forget, I hand everyone 2 strange jungle berries. Don't eat these now, but if you're injured, they will heal you, or if you're hungry, they'll feed you a full meal. And I'll hand 2 to Basha, 2 to Bocek, 2 to Drovar.
Thank you.
And 6, 4. And I'll hand 1 more to Bocek because I figure he'll eat it just for curiosity's sake.
This, you'll get a full meal out of this.
Well, it's infused with the power of my people.
Bocek
not
full.
like
Bocek usually have to eat 3-pound steak to get full. Bocek eat 1 berry and now he's full.
When you're hungry, try it. If we don't get, but it will heal you magically also.
I just tentatively lick it and wait to see if I feel any strange effects.
Okay, I need you to. No, it's fine. But
Okay.
If you want to find out how
He
they
puts them
taste,
away.
me and him make beer last night using berries like this.
Oh, well. I'll keep these safe. All right. So, we could go say hello to some fellows at the Sleeping Giant, or we could ask a few more questions before we get to...
I think before we go to the Sleeping Giant, let's just go to the Alderley farm, because if this kid knows anything about a secret tunnel, we could visit that, I think we should know more about what that is.
Agreed.
Good idea.
okay.
Okay.
Secret.
All right.
Yes, I feel urged to scream word secret tunnel.
I
for
know,
some
so do
reason.
I. I don't know why. I just want to sing it.
Remember, you guys don't talk about that secret. That kid made me make a promise.
I won't.
Right.
I promise.
No secrets. And how many more? You gonna give this kid 5 darts as well, so he and his friend can take each other's eyes out in the woods?
No, his friend will share the darts with him. I'm just going to tell him the secret password.
All right. So, you begin to make your way from the Phandalin Miners Exchange to the Alderleaf Farm. As you do, you kind of turn. You can actually see this large building. There is like almost like a clock tower esque feel to it with an extended back to it. And you can see a big sign in the front that does say Town Master's Hall. As you turn on the road heading towards the Alderleaf Farm. As you continue down the road, you eventually make your way to the farm, and you can see this very, very humble 1-story home. There is a porch, and sitting on that porch is a halfling woman. She's got her feet up on one of the banisters. She's smoking a pipe. And as you approach, she's got like a very weird look on her face as you all approach. She goes, howdy. What can I do for you?
Hello.
Hi.
Hi.
Lauren.
What can I do for you?
I'm going to lick my eyes to get them moistened again. And I go, I'm Pip's friend, and I'm this man's sweet baby boy. And I wanted to talk to Carp.
Carp.
Pip told me I should go talk to him.
She kind of sighs, and then she goes, Carp, get your ass out here. About 30 seconds go by, and you see this little halfling boy kind of very sheepishly kind of come out of the front door. And he's just kind of like just regular pants and shirt, little belt kind of like pulled over the shirt a little bit, so the shirt is hanging out a little bit. And he goes, yeah, Ma? He goes, what did you do now that these people come over here looking for you? And he kind of looks at all of you and he goes, I don't know them. And she kind of turns around. She goes, what do you want my boy for?
Ma'am, my sweet baby boy is Kai's friend. Kai said he have other friends in town trying to get sweet baby boy acclimated.
I'm very confused by what you're all saying to me here. Like,
You're not the only one.
Bocek adopt little froggy man. Little froggy man trying to make friends his own age.
I'm 2 years old.
All right.
The 2 years old frog boys speak better than human children, you understand.
Right. What does my boy have to do with this?
Oh, Pip said that they could play together. They were trying to get together. Yes.
Oh, Pip, yeah. He's a good kid. I let him play with my boy because I think he might be a good influence on him.
Yes, you're probably right about that.
But so you want your frog boy to play with my boy? Is that
If that's okay? Yes.
So
we bring your play date.
Right. All right. So yeah, play date. All right. Well, how about we all kind of get to know one another
Sure.
before I let some strange frog boy hang out with my boy? How's that? Is that acceptable?
Absolutely. Yes, I have children of my own. He is not my child. He is Bocek's, but I have children of own, so absolutely, I know how play dates work. Let's go talk.
All right. I need Bocek to make a deception check. I need Basha to make a deception check. Warple has literally not said anything that was a lie.
Nat 20.
That's true.
I rolled 20, but not naturally.
All right.
This is the most honest you've ever been in your life.
Okay. So so she kind of like nods and she's like, all right, come on in, come on in. Um, and she kind of like as she kind of gets behind her son. She says, "Scoot, go inside, go inside. We might have a new friend for you to play with. Go inside." And he kind of goes up inside, and so she leads you inside. And as you walk in, the first thing you see is this very large table, halfling sized. Most of the furniture in here is halfling sized. So Gorple, it's very very comfortable for you. Drovar, a little. It's not so. It's so bad for you, but Bocek and Basha, it is just you feel more comfortable probably standing. Yeah, Bocek, you are kind of squished a little, and she goes, I'm really sorry about that, but um, yeah, you can sit on the
No
floor.
problem. You're home. What comfortable for you?
Right, you can sit on the floor. That's perfectly fine.
Sure. I sit with like like a mom on a play date, like sitting down with my knees crossed, like
Yep.
ready to go. Like, all right, I'm set.
Yeah. So she's like, all right, you're gonna get a crick in your neck like that. Just sit on the floor, big man. All right. So what's your name, little boy? And she points to you, Gorple.
My name is Gorple.
All right, Gorple. Gorple, I'm Colleen. I'm Carp's mama. All right. So if you want to go get to know my boy, and he's just kind of standing right next to her. He says, why don't you two go into Carp's room, kind of get to know each other, while I get to know your dad and your friends here.
That sounds awesome.
All right. And so Gorple, you kind of go off, and Carp looks very confused, like he's like, and she's like, go ahead, take him in your room. He's like, all right, mama, come on, and he kind of leads you into his room.
As we're walking, I go, Pip told me that you're the bravest kid he knows.
Kind of looks at you, goes, yeah, he's right.
So he sent me your way.
Okay, come on, let me show you my toys. And he kind of brings you into his room. And Basha, Bocek, and Drovar.
I'm gonna try and not let Bocek speak a lot. I'm gonna try and not like speak for him, but I'm gonna be like, Bocek is very famous brewer where we come from. Bocek, tell her about your brewing. Like I try to like redirect him so he can't like lie. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Like,
Okay.
Bocek, very good brewer. Before we continue, though, Bocek, need you understand. I know you use term father. I use term guardian, so he understand where he come from.
yes.
And like trying to go full soccer mom while looking at Basha for approval.
Yes, it is guardian. It will teach him better that he knows he not come from you, but you take care of him. Yes, that is smart. Good plan.
She kind of just nods. She goes, well, as he gets older, I really don't think he's gonna think that you're his natural pop, but whatever you need to do to kind of make that relationship work is that good for you. Good for you. And there's not many people who would take that kind of responsibility on, especially for a child that is special. Because I've never seen what is the proper term?
Oh, the grung, the type that what
yeah,
he is.
okay, grung. All right.
Yes.
I've never seen a grung before. So I'm sure they have very special needs and things that you got to do to take care of them correctly.
We have to make bathtub. He has to have bath every day so he doesn't dry out. Yes, it's a lot.
Okay, yeah, but
Oh, so very interesting. Grung hyper smart, but vulnerable.
Yes.
So someone like Bocek, who maybe not smartest but good at protect, make a good guardian for someone like Grung.
that's very noble of you. That's very nice. And she kind of turns to you, Drovar. She goes, "So you're like his uncle, or?"
No, I drove the cart that brought him here.
He's just with
wait.
us.
Oh, okay.
He's a friend.
I'm just keeping him company until it's dinner time.
Oh, fair enough. All right. Well, you know what? I'm being a terrible host. Let me get you something to drink. And she begins to kind of brew some tea for all of you. She puts out some like cookies and biscuits and stuff for everybody. And she just, and you actually get the impression that while very confused, definitely believes Bocek is his guardian, because she rolled very low on her insight check. Um, and it's just she's trying desperately to understand all of you.
Sure.
Because this is all very confusing for her.
Like, I try to, like, again, and I'm gonna try to redirect so that I'm not directly saying, like, how I'm involved with this whole situation, but also, like, be a mom and be like, oh, so tell me about your son, and, like, what do you do here at the farm? And, like, here's pictures of my kids, and pulling out my locket and showing her my daughters, and talking about my daughters, and going into, like, full mom mode, which, by the way, the rest of you have never seen me do, so it's kind of funny.
Yeah.
But anyway, and just doing that.
Okay.
DM,
Yes.
I have one question.
Yes.
Can I roll a insight check to see if I believe all of this? Now that we've been talking about it for more than 15 minutes.
I will say, roll me a straight intelligence check.
Eight.
Was that 8 or 18?
8.
8.
Okay, we'll get back to you. Gorple, in the meantime, you've been brought into Carp's room, and he begins to show you like some of his toys, and you can actually see that his toys are very similar to Pip's. They're just kind of like these carved wooden, figures. Some of them are humanoid, some of them are like creatures, and just he's very, very proud of them. And after he kind of finishes showing, he kind of looks around and goes, all right, so Pip said I was brave. So
I kind of pull out a boomerang. This is my toy.
he kind of goes over to his door and closes the door, and he goes, I've only seen one of those in picture books.
Well, listen, I might actually be 2 years old, but I'm an adventurer. It's pretty cool.
All right.
And I like pull out one of my nets to be like, I capture people and I bounty hunt. It's super awesome.
That's great. Yeah.
I'm small like you, so I gotta work extra hard. So you get it.
Oh, I get it. Yeah.
So Pip, he told me that you found a secret tunnel, and he said you were the bravest, that you'd share it with me because me and my friends, we're gonna go beat up those Red Brand guys.
All right. What's in it for me?
I can teach you how to throw this boomerang.
Are you going to give me the boomerang?
No.
Well, then, you knocked on the wrong door today.
I can give you a net. I can teach you how to throw that too.
Make a persuasion check.
Eight.
He kind of like thinks about it for a minute. He goes, all right, you give me the net. You teach me how to use the boomerang. You don't give it to me. You got yourself a deal.
How about, I like what you're saying. I smell what you're putting down, but we're gonna change that, which is I will teach you. I don't know how much time we have because your mom seems like she really is snoopy, so it's gonna be kind of hard to throw a net in this room. It's kind of small.
Don't worry about it. We can figure out a time to do it. I'll sneak out. We'll meet up. You teach me.
Okay.
It's fine.
Well, I want the information up front though, because we got to take care of this problem sooner than later.
You want to take care of them Red Brands, right?
I do.
Good. There's some dirty folk, man. Dirty folk. They don't. You gotta get them out of here. Gotta get them out of here.
How about I let you in on a little secret? I taught Pip how to throw darts, and he has a few. And maybe you could go hang out with him and play with those darts I let him have. And if we're all hanging together, I could show you guys some techniques and you know,
All right. Okay.
teach you how to be a real adventurer one
Well, he's
day.
probably gonna hurt himself, but that'll be funny. That'll be funny to watch.
That's how you learn.
Okay. Yeah. I guess. Um. I, yeah. Okay. Sure. Yeah. You know what? All right. Sure. Uh. Teach me how to use them darts you gave to Pip. Teach me how to use that boomerang. You don't have to teach me how to use the net, but you gotta give it to me.
That seems kind of useless if you don't know how to use it.
I'll figure it out.
You drive a hard bargain, but I'm sure as long we have rooms for the next few days, so I could probably squeeze in those lessons.
All right. You got yourself a deal. Make an insight check, Warple.
18.
18. You're starting to get the impression that even though he's about your size, he is definitely a lot older than Pip. And he's definitely a hell of a lot wiser. You're also getting the impression it's probably because you if you had to guess, Pip's parents are not factoring in that this kid is a halfling and is probably much older than Pip, and are just kind of looking at size and saying, "Oh, they're friends. They're about the same age."
Halfling's probably like a teenager.
You're getting the impression he's probably like on that cusp of being a teenager.
I kind of look him over, and being a small race, I go, "Listen, buddy, you don't gotta fuck around with me. If you're an adult or a teenager, I'll teach you how to kill a man. I don't care."
He kind of looks at you, and he kind of raises his eyes. Look, I'm still a kid, but I ain't a dumb kid like Pip. All right, here, and he kind of motions you over, and he pulls up this loose plank from the floor. And as he pulls it up, there are two daggers that are like like in there, like ready to be pulled out, like at a moment's notice. He goes, "I'll eventually learn how to use these, and you give me that net, I'll figure that out too." Because nobody's doing a damn thing about these red brands. But if you go do something about these red brands, it gives me more time to figure these out.
I mean, why teach you how to use a boomerang and the other stuff? I can just teach you how to use those knives.
Oh, I'm pretty good with knives, but I mean, I haven't stuck anybody yet. What I'm saying.
We should probably work on that.
Okay. Okay. Well, deal's a deal.
I'll stick to the original terms.
Okay, yeah, that's fine. All right, so here's the deal. Me and Pip, we were out there playing, over by the manor, and it's there's like nobody goes out there. It's just ruins. That's where Pip's Pop, he got most of like the big stones for his inn. He got from the ruins over there. So, we're told it's dangerous. Don't go playing out there, but we go out there anyway. We sneak out there. Anyway, so we snuck out there. We play occasionally. Pip had to go home early. I stood out there because I was messing with the daggers. And so it got dark, and I could find my way home in the dark. It's no problem because I got dark vision. But yeah, it's I was just playing, and I went over to one of those areas, and it was like, I guess where like the back of the manor used to be, I guess would be the best place to put it. And there was like, I almost fell in it, but I didn't. And it was like this secret like opening that was like covered with like old trees and some wood boards and stuff. I almost missed it because it looked like just like a regular part of the area. And I was gonna go down there. I was gonna see where it went, but then I heard these voices. And when I turned around, it was like three of them red brands. They was coming towards me. They didn't see me because I'm good like that. But they didn't see me, and I ran and I hid. And then they went down into the secret passage there, and then I just went home. I told Pip about it because like I was excited, like I was like, I think that's where they're from. I think that's probably like where they hole up or something, or maybe they got treasure down there or something, right? I don't know, but yeah. So that's what I found.
I'm gonna roll out the map. Can you show me on here where you think that passage would be?
Yeah, absolutely. So he points on the map to the area that Lenine wrote, Tressendar Manor, and he basically he kind of marks out around this area.
All right. Well, I'm staying at the Stonehill Inn.
All right.
So generally at night, that's where we'll be resting. But if you want to set up with your mother a play date or something with myself, I don't know how this works. I'm actually an adult, but I'm only 2. It's fine.
Look, we'll just say we played, we got along, it was all good, right? And we don't have to do this again. I just sneak out and we just meet up. It's fine.
Perfect. That works great for everyone involved. I think I'm gonna go kill a bunch of red brand soon. So I gotta go.
Oh, could you? I know this wasn't part of the original deal, but like, could you bring me one of them cloaks?
That might have to just be the new deal if that's what you really want.
That's okay. I just thought it'd be really cool because if you're gonna really kill them, there'd probably be like blood and stuff on it. It'd be just kind of cool.
Well, I'll consider it. Maybe you'll have to figure out something to owe me.
We'll figure it out. It's fine. All right. So over the next like half an hour, 45 minutes, Gorple, you're just fielding really awkward questions from this kid. Like he's just asking.
I mean, it's not hard. You start in the throat and you just drag it down. It's not even that easy.
Yeah, but what if he starts screaming like
that's why you do the throat first. Then they just gargle. Also, it's only like 5 to 10 pounds of pressure. Anyone can do it.
But how much blood is there? Because I don't want to get it all over me. That's icky.
I mean, it's really the bigger the thing, the more blood that happens. That's why you do it from away or behind, so it sprays out.
I was just gonna ask. Is it like better to do it from behind? Like to just...
Oh, absolutely. Oh, absolutely. If you could, especially if you can get above them, and I kind of like hop to one of his top shelves, makes it a lot easier.
That makes sense. That makes a lot of sense. I can't do like what you do, but I get it. Get it.
Oh, I bet you could find handholds and footholds. You'd figure it out.
I'll figure it out. Okay. And yeah, the conversation goes on like this, like the next 30, 45 minutes. Basha, Bocek, and Drovar, you're all just making really nice with this sweet woman. Like she is genuinely like a really sweet woman, trying to understand this. Absolutely, like, and as the conversation continues, she's becoming more and more endeared to Bocek, really seeing Bocek as being like very much this guardian protector of this small creature that cannot defend itself and that needs protection. And yeah, she gushes over her son with you, Basha, about the kids, and then she turns to you, Drovar, and she goes, "Are you sure you wouldn't like something a little stronger than tea? Because I do have some whiskey."
Wouldn't say no.
Right.
No, sure.
Yeah, and she goes up under one of her cupboards, and she pulls out this huge jug, like gallon jug. She just kind of puts it right next to you. She goes, "By all means, have as much as you like." And then she continues to have the talk with Basha and Bocek, basically about children and everything. And it's a very nice conversation. About 45 minutes later, Gorple comes out of the door with Carp, and Carp's like, "Okay, man, you're so much fun. We should do this again."
Yeah, you're definitely learning really well. That was a lot of fun.
That was fun. Okay, bye. Nice to meet you, Gorple. Bye, Corporal's dad, and you others.
Bye, Carp.
Bye, Carp.
And Colleen's like, okay, all right, all right. It was a pleasure meeting you folk. Um,
Thank you for the hospitality, Mother.
absolutely, absolutely. If you need anything, you want them to come play together again, just come on by and let me know if I'm not too busy, and we can get it done.
Sure. Absolutely.
Yeah, thanks. Let's go.
Right? And so you all begin to leave, and they kind of stand on the porch as you go, and they're kind of waving goodbye to you. Colleen's still a little bit less of a confused look, but still a little confused. She's like, and you see Carp just kind of waving at all of you, and Gorple, you see him just like, you know, and then you make your way off of the property to continue the next part of your journey, and that is where we're going to call it for the evening. So, all right, great game, guys.
Okay. That was fun. Oh my god, Gorple.
Listen, that kid is way too old not to have killed a person by now. I'm only 2, and I've killed like at least 20 people.
That was
God,
so interesting. I had no idea where that was going. That was so much fun.
I said in the chat, this is how future rogues are made.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Like Carp's origin story.
Oh man, thank you so much. To my players, you guys were amazing.
Wanted posters in Waterdeep 20 years from now.
Yeah.
We'll see them. We'll be like,
I'll cash in on that bounty. It'll be great.
Yeah.
Listen, we're gonna have the anime time skip, and he's going to be the BBEG.
Yeah, see those wanted posters. Carp the fish, wanted, whatever his nickname winds up being. But yeah, no, guys, that was so great. That was so much fun. Thank you so much, and thank you to all of you who have been watching, sticking with us through our crazy technical difficulties. I hope the journey for you was as much fun for you as it was for us. It was so much fun. I want to do a bunch of quick shout outs to folks before we finish up for the evening. Jug TV, thank you for following. Two to your head again, once again, thank you so much for the raid and the host. Super appreciated. Thank you. Ty Dynamite, thank you for the resub. Vlad Grimm, thank you for following the channel. And Manic James also, thank you for following the channel. These are some folks who actually followed in between streams. I always want to make sure I get some of those folks. Yes, so thank you again for the support of watching, subscribing, however it is that you are supporting what we're doing. As long as you're having fun doing this, we're just going to continue to do this. Once again, I want to shout out Doc and send him all the love and positive energy that we can. And then once again, you're always welcome at my table at any time. And my best to you and your family. So yeah, again, real life is always more important than games, but community is always there to support each other. And that's what we should always be doing, supporting each other and lifting each other up. So with that, we're going to end for the evening. As I always say, please take care of others, take care of yourself, be good to others, and please don't forget to be good to yourself as well. As we close, we are going to raid a fellow supporter of our channel and the things that we do. We are going to raid a friend of ours called Fall Harbor. So as we end and we begin to raid, please show them love, show them support as well, because that's how we all benefit, is by supporting each other. So thank you again for watching. Thank you again for supporting. There's another D&D stream tomorrow at 7:30 p.m. Wildmount campaign. If you can join us then, please do so. And with that, take care, and we'll see you next time.
Take care, all.